Police are simply calling him Revenant, a vicious and merciless serial killer who kidnaps his victims and subjects them to unspeakable acts of cruelty in order to earn their freedom. Or as he calls it, their own rebirth. So far, the police have predicted that only 2 of his almost 40 victims have escaped. However, none seem to have come forward to police about the details behind their capture and subsequent release. Little is known about the killer. However, the police have described his murder scenes as beyond disturbing, urging those in the Chicago area to be extra vigilant when out and about in the city after dark. The Revenant returns. Wake up. Welcome to your salvation. Hear my voice. You open your eyes and see cold, stone gray walls in a small room. The room is vacant, save for the stains on the floor, the discolored pools of brownish liquid, and the smell of rotted meat in the air as it pierces your nostrils. As your eyes adjust to the pale blue light of the room, you see that the small room is divided by a large pane of glass, the height of the ceiling. It splits the room in 2. And as you rise, you see someone on the other side of the glass rise as well.
I rub my eyes to see if it's a reflection or if it is actually another person.
And standing across from you is a man.
Hey, can you hear me? Hello? And I start banging on the glass. Ding, 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 ding. Hey, you!
Banging of the glass brings no sound to you on your side, Alex, but you do hear his voice coming through a crackling speaker above you.
I can hear you through a speaker. Can you hear me?
And the same comes back to you, Justin. You hear his voice returning through the speaker, but the glass, for all you can tell, is soundproof other than that speaker.
I bang on the glass too.
I can hear you, but how thick do you think this glass is?
I have no idea. It must be pretty thick if we can't hear. Can you hear this?
Okay. No, but I can see you doing it. Do you have any idea where we are? Did you bring me here? Is this some kind of joke?
I'm in the same position as you. I'm assuming you didn't bring me here.
No, not at all. Not at all. It's probably, you know what it's got to be. It's got to be some type of game show. Where's the hidden camera?
I bet you this is a bachelor party. I bet you.
But,
I'm getting married in a couple of weeks.
Wait, are you?
Yeah.
Well, congratulations.
I bet you this
There's
is
got to
my
be a
cousin
camera.
Ed.
There's got to be a camera here somewhere. Anyway. And I start looking around.
And as you're looking around the camera, you're each in one half of an already small room. There's nothing remarkable around it besides the light in each of your cells, which is protected by a wire cage and a small box. In the middle of the glass, dividing the 2 of you each on one side, is about a small black box about this size at chest height on your side of the glass.
Is this where we can hear each other from?
No, the box looks undistinguishable. It's just a regular black box. You're wearing nothing but scrubs. You have no pockets, and the gray cement walls of the room are plain, save for the single door that's split between the glass. So if you follow the mid-wall dividing your room, there's a door that can't be opened as it's covered by the dividing glass.
Oh, I see. What do you think?
The door is covered by the glass.
And you walk over to it, and you each sort of have half of a door on your side.
I push my fingers up against the glass, up against the door. Can I, is there any space there?
There's sort of a very tight brush, almost like a seal, that's keeping the rooms. You can sort of squeeze it through, but it's very tight rubber.
Huh.
This is so strange. Are there any door handles on the door?
No, it doesn't look like it. It looks like it's completely flat. It's sort of a iron or metal door with rivets all running over it.
Okay, well, whether this is a bachelor party or we're on television or something, I think we should just get out of here and, get away from here. I don't even know you. I barely remember anything. My name's Grant. That's all I can really remember.
Grant? That's kind of funny, actually. Now that you mention it, I'm having trouble.
But you just said you remembered you're having a bachelor party, right?
Yeah. I thought so. I'm having trouble remembering my own name.
As the humor of the situation is starting to wear off, you start getting this chill over your body. And the crackling speaker that's each feeding each other's lines so that you can speak to each other cuts your audio. And a voice comes over the speaker. I am Revenant. The voice crackles. You have been chosen for rebirth. You each have, for your own reasons, sinned. And I am here to offer you a new life. But are you worthy? Before you is a box. And as he says this, the black box that's sort of in the middle of your side, each of your sides of glass, springs open. And it reveals 6 large buttons, each with the numbers 1 to 6 on them from left to right. Each of these buttons will move the wall between you towards the opposite person. Move it all 6 spaces, and they'll be crushed to death. But the door to exit will be open. Never move it at all, and you'll die here. And the speaker crackles out, completely cut off of all sound. And the box in front of you, in the middle of the glass, lights up 1 to 6.
Did you say we'll die here? I say as I walk over to it.
And you go to say that, and you notice that the man across from you doesn't react. He can't hear you for whatever reason.
Oh, shit.
And as he tries to scream back, you can't hear him either.
Whoa.
Hello, can you hear me?
So you walk back to the center of the room, and the 6 buttons are glowing. Each has a light behind them, 1 to 6.
I look around. Is there anything else in the room?
No, there's the door that's split by the wall. There is the light, which is covered by sort of a mesh. You're wearing scrubs. You have nothing on you. There's brown puddles of just looks like iron brown liquid. And that's it. You do notice that the door is on thin tracks that run towards your side and towards his side.
Like the piece of glass.
It looks like the glass moves towards him or towards you.
So and how much the door or the glass is on
the
tracks?
Actual glass divider is on tracks.
Okay.
Oh, and the door, if the glass were to come over completely to be off of the door, I would be crushed, or one of us would be crushed.
That's at least what Revenant said.
Okay, so I see the other man making these signals, and I try to piece them together. Push down, push number 2. Press. Okay, you want me to press number 2? Yes. Okay. All right. So
and I take a step back, so I stand up against the back wall behind me and see what happens.
I give him a thumbs up to show him that I understand, and making eye contact and trying to be reassuring, I press button number 2.
And with a creaking groan, the wall begins moving towards Alex. Enough that the door is almost completely uncovered. But it leaves about maybe 3 feet. You must guess, Alex, that there's maybe 6 feet between what was once the middle wall and the back wall. Now there's only 4 feet.
Oh.
Okay.
And I point towards the door.
Yeah. So I go and I check out the door that's now mostly revealed to me.
And again, You run your fingers all along it, but it's a solid surface. There's no distinguishing marks of any kind.
So nothing's been revealed by the glass moving.
No.
I shrug. Okay, so I can see him gesturing. He's saying that he's going to press button number 2 now. So I nod, understanding, and I back up against the wall.
So I
nod
walk
when I'm
up
ready.
and press the number 2 button.
And the wall moves back to the middle.
Okay.
So I press 2 again.
And again, the wall moves closer to you, Justin.
Okay. And I just do the, come on, a little more, a little more. Oh. Okay, so he's gesturing for him to press number 1? Okay, all right. So he's going to press number 1. So
Oh, wait, before I say, oh, wait, like, I'm going to check the door. So I walk over to the door now. Is there anything I can see on my side?
Doesn't look like same thing. It's just sort of a solid piece of metal.
And is there still any glass covering it?
No, there's still a little piece the same that was on his side, but in reverse. Just
Okay,
about.
so I walk back to the black box.
okay.
So then I press 1.
And again, the wall moves another foot towards you, Justin. You now only have about 3 feet between you and the back wall, and the door is completely uncovered on Alex's side.
It's
So now-
getting kind of claustrophobic in here.
So now I walk over to the door. Is there anything I can? Does it move if I push
Again,
it?
the door, you push with all your might on the door, and it doesn't budge.
I really put my shoulder into it. I give it a running jump.
Give me a vitality roll.
So
Just
my
1d6. Just 1d6.
My vitality is a 3.
Okay, so
I
you
rolled a
throw your
5.
shoulder into it, and you hear a little crack in your shoulder. And take 1 stress.
Oh, shit.
But the door doesn't even move.
Okay.
Is there any writing anywhere? Can I take a look?
Yeah, sure. Give me a logic roll.
Okay. Let's see. Success.
Okay. You take a look around the room, and you don't notice anything. Other than the door, the 6 buttons, and the sliding glass.
Okay. Well, I'm starting to get a little nervous. There's only 3 feet in front of me. And just to my understanding, so whenever... okay, whenever you press a number, that moves the wall 1 foot in the opposite direction.
Correct.
So...
Well, that number of feet.
That number of feet. So if he were to press 3 right now, I would be crushed.
Correct.
But if he were to press 2 right now, I would have 1 foot left to stay alive.
Correct.
Because I'm 3 feet away. So I take a deep breath, and with a smirk, I say, I gesture to him. And I gesture for him to press 2. And I back right up against the wall. And I show that the wall should come within just a little bit of myself.
Okay.
Two, right?
2. Yeah.
So I press 2.
And sure enough, the wall begins moving closer and closer to you until it's just in front of your nose.
And I look away, and I can't. So now I walk up to the door. Is there
Yeah.
any difference?
It looks the exact same. And you press it and nothing happens.
Now, what can I get my fingers in? Is there any
No,
cracks,
it's basically, think of like an exit door to a theater
Yeah.
or something. Just a
Okay.
flat door. The only difference is this one has rivets.
I knock on the door loudly.
It's a heavy thud or like no echo.
I look up. How high is that mesh?
The mesh is now past you, and it was recessed into the ceiling. That's all it was. It was just the light, and then the mesh sort of flush with the ceiling, with the light behind it.
And the mesh is
It's only about a foot wide.
So it's not
It's
wide
just,
enough for me to squeeze
No,
through.
it's just to cover a single solitary way.
And the glass goes all the way up to the ceiling?
The glass goes all the way up to the ceiling.
And against both walls.
Yep.
Like it does span the entire thing. There's no space around it. Anything on the floor? Divots?
Nope.
All right. I gesture to the person in the other side of the glass. I say, this is fucked. This is fucked.
And you're starting to feel very nervous, Grant.
And I give a little nervous chuckle, looking around and seeing that there's absolutely no way out of here.
And you're starting to feel very calmed.
I think this might be a situation of extremes. Press 6. You press 6.
Okay, and I nod and press 6.
And I go right up against the back of the wall.
And it moves to about 1 past where it was in the middle towards Alex. But you do hear a click.
Who hears it?
You both hear a little bit of it.
So we both I go to the wall where the door is.
So the from Justin's position, which is now only 1 onto your side, he has the majority of the door, but it's still cut off. He touches it, and there's a little bit of a give. You just can't, with the angle, you can't quite get it all.
I give him a thumbs up, and I run back to the button box, and eagerly, without even thinking, I just kind of press 2.
Okay. And again,
Good.
Alex, you're sort of up by the door as the wall begins moving towards you, and you quickly stagger back. And the wall is now 3 feet from behind you, but the door is completely open to Justin.
Okay, and I walk over to the door again, and I open it.
It's locked.
Is there any give?
No, not anymore.
Huh. Okay.
Let me think here. It's a situation of extremes.
Did we hear a click again?
6.
You heard a different sound of click.
I see.
It's
Okay.
at 3 on my side.
Correct.
And how can I do this? I go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And he has the door is fully opened on his side?
No,
Like he has full access?
right now it's fully accessed. Yeah.
It's on 3.
Grant paces
So,
back and
okay.
forth as he sees the other man thinking something. Yeah.
I'm going to press 6. Okay?
I give him a thumbs up and go to the back wall.
So I press 6.
And sure enough, the wall moves
enough.
towards Grant, shaking everything in the house. And as the door completely clears, you hear it a loud click on your side only, Alex.
And so I go to the door and I put my hand on it. Is there
And
any...
it gives. It's open.
It opens.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I push it open. And what do
And
I see?
light bleeds into the room, and as you open the door, you step in. The massive glass wall shifts away from you, Grant, as the door is revealed to you as well. And Revenant comes onto the intercom. And so it begins. Hello all, and welcome back to the INVICTUS stream. My name, as always, is Mr. Harlan Guthrie, and I am here with my fantastic brother, Alex.
Hello.
And my justice-filled friend, Justin.
Hey.
And we are here with Return of Revenant. That's right.
Every time you say my brother, I always think you're going to say Justin, but then you say Alex.
You're my brother in blood. He's my brother in water of the womb. This is Return of Revenant. This is our one-shot series, a little bit inspired by Saw, but also using our Amnesia system. And the Amnesia system is a very unique and cool system where I feed little bits of information to these guys as they go along. So they start off with no memory, only their names. And as the game progresses, you get to find out what they find out at that time through going to the Facebook group. You'll see the memories post, and I'm gonna post what they found out at this instant, but they don't know what each other knows. So it's gonna be it adds an extra bit of tension and dynamic to the game that they're making, or that they're running through this gauntlet of stuff. The other fantastic and really unique thing about this game is that it is in large part created by the community. This game is every Revenant game. We go to Reddit and our subreddit at the INVICTUS stream, /the INVICTUS stream, and I make a new post for people to give suggestions for this world to create rooms of horror. And there are some good ones tonight that I'm excited to see. If yours gets picked, you don't know until it shows up in game. But if yours gets picked, you get 1 XP. So there's a reward system as well in place to hopefully motivate you guys to do it. It's a bit late now. I'm not going to be taking any new ones because I have the ones sort of prescribed here. But so that's Revenant. It's a really exciting system. I'm really excited to play it. Hope you guys are excited to play it. Good job on that first puzzle.
Yeah. Good job to you.
Did you get
nervous about what's to come?
With that one?
What's that?
You got the trick with that one then, yeah?
Yeah.
You figured it out. Sort of.
Got to hit 6.
Yeah, there you go. This is, of course, an 18+ show. There's going to be a lot of terrible, terrible, grotesque stuff. If you don't like the Saw movies, you don't want to watch this. But it is also going to be a lot of fun. So thank you so much for hanging out. If you're watching this video, please like it right now. In fact, just go back and like a bunch of the other videos too. Just be cool and just go ahead and like everything because it makes us feel better. We don't
smash that like button.
Fuck that. We don't ask for money. We don't ask for anything other than your undivided attention. No, but if you can like it, that'd be awesome.
I say that with my tongue in my cheek.
I know.
Smash that like button.
Smash that like button. And if you enjoy this, or if you enjoy anything we do, please share it. If you think other friends might enjoy role-playing games, and it's particularly our style, then share the video. Doesn't have to be this one. Could be anyone. I was really happy to see that someone that joined the group this week was recommended by a friend of theirs, which is really exciting. I forget who it was at this point, but that's always really awesome when there's sort of a referral. We should figure out a referral program, except people would just be bringing their friends in like Primerica and trying to sell them on the best shit. You got to get this because I need XP. No, but if you think someone might like this, please share it. And also smash that subscribe button. No, but subscribe and all that bullshit.
I want wrecked mace. Smash those buttons.
Three awesome things about the INVICTUS stream is we interact with you while you play. That means you can win XP with the MVP, you can win XP with the mid-game post, or the end-game post. These are 3 ways that you can earn experience points to change the way these guys play. Tonight, these guys are instructed not to be looking at the Facebook group. So don't worry about making notes to them because they are, first off, that's where you guys can talk about the memory leaks as they come through to individual characters. And if they're watching the Facebook group, it kind of negates the secrecy of it. But also suggestions they're not going to see. So because I think Michael Carl Weber figured out the puzzle in the first room. So I was curious if you saw that, Alex.
No, actually I didn't. But
good.
Can I be on the YouTube channel? I wonder. Maybe I should avoid that too.
Sure. Yeah, just avoid it. You know what? It'll be easier just in case it slips out.
I got to go onto YouTube to smash some buttons.
Smash that like button.
No,
anyway,
honest to goodness, I didn't. That was all my own.
I believe you. I thought it was you figured it out.
I was thinking extremes.
MVP is something we award weekly to the person or persons in the Facebook group that does the most interesting or active or clever. Who's calls it? It's the thing we reward. And this week I would like to give. If you don't know by now, you shouldn't be starting with this one. So MVP is a thing you know about it. This week's MVP is Mr. Jake Ortega for his post, Losing a Character You Love. I thought he had a really interesting post at the end of last week about we all lose our favorite D&D characters every once in a while. You know, let's share the stories and all that kind of stuff. So well done, Jake. You win MVP.
No, it's about time that guy won something.
Yeah, I know. And I also want to shout out to Aisha. She doesn't win XP, but she had a really great post called Pick Me Up Monday, where she just said, you know, what are you excited about? And it was very nice, and I thought that was great. And I think that should be a tradition. So Aisha, continue. Or if someone wants to take the reins from her and you guys can fight over it, then that's fine too, because that'll also be interesting. As I said, this is using the Amnesia system. TM. It's the system that we use where we slip bits of memory information to the players as they go, so they don't know who they're playing tonight. So they could be playing a good guy, they could be playing a bad guy, they could be playing a girl, which would be tough to know. So just pretend you didn't hear Alex say he knew something about a bachelor party, because that was just wrong. But Alex is
That's
new.
right. I was trying to be improv. I was trying to improv and
trying to improv, which you can, but these guys will be improving with the information they know, and so on and so forth, and so on and so forth. There's going to be a special surprise in about half an hour to this game, so make sure you stick around. And if you're enjoying it, tell us. I want to hear it. I want to hear it from the rooftops.
I want to yell it from the top of a mountain.
I want to yell it. I love this. I love Return of Revenant. But seriously, I want to know who's watching this on the big screen. Those are my favorite. It makes me feel like a freaking movie star when someone's at home watching on their TV.
Mm-hmm.
I'm assuming someone
like
is
a TV
right
star.
So who's here? I'm assuming I'm on a TV and there's a couch here, right down here. So I'm gonna say to this person, "Hey man, you look good." And then the person in the middle, because it's got to be at least 3 people, "You're looking even better, but you're still really cool looking. But you're still really cool looking." And then to this person over here, "You're awesome, but can you get these guys another drink? Because they're running low, and it's gonna be a wild night."
And I just want to say, can you please pass the popcorn over to here?
Why aren't you eating popcorn?
I just want to see how this plays out.
Popcorn.
I hope people are throwing popcorn on the screen.
Oh, that'd be awesome. Here, Alex, I feed you. All right. This is Revenant. These guys are going to die. Let's have some fun. Whoa. Here we go. Revenant returns. The door slams behind you, and you look around the room that you're currently in as a little bit of your memory slips back to you.
Okay, I just want to say, it's nice to meet you, but now that I think about it, I don't know where I came up with that whole thing about my cousin.
Hey, that's
feels like
that's okay. You got us out of that room. I was I was a little nervous standing there when it was at 1 foot from me, but God, what a thrill, eh? Hey, it's Grant.
Yeah, I'm Patrick. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. I'm really impressed that you got us out of there, Patrick. Way to go.
Well, I think it was a team effort, you know. I mean, I was just glad that you weren't somebody else.
Hey, well, I mean, we did the best we could and we came out on top. So that's good. Where are we now?
You're currently in a large metal-sided room. Sorry, I should say larger than the small door you just walked through. The room is only about 6 foot tall and maybe 9 foot wide. And there are 2 dim lights coming from 2 vents leading out of the room. They're about the height of your knee, and they're sitting across from the door at the bottom of the wall. And as you're standing there, a small speaker above you crackles, and the Revenant speaks. "To become reborn, you must first conquer your fears. One of these tubes contains great pain. One contains great pleasure. Choose wisely." And it cuts out.
This is kind of fucked. Who is this person over the speaker? Do you know?
All I know is he calls himself the Revenant. And I take a look at the 2 lights And you say the lights are coming from the tubes?
Yeah, from the vents. And the one on the left is sort of a pale blue light coming from deep within. And the one on the right looks orange.
And so just again, just a brief description. We're
So
staying
you're
in a room. There's
standing
like
in a
two
room.
vents.
Yeah, you're standing in a room, metal siding. The door is now shut and locked behind you. The room is maybe 9 feet wide, 6 feet deep, and it's sort of aluminum. It's almost like a big vent that you're standing in, but it's rusted and discolored and ancient and oxidized. And below you, a knee height, separate from each other by maybe 2 feet, are two vents. One with a dim blue light coming from it, and one with a dim orange light.
And how high is the ceiling?
6 feet.
6 feet ceiling.
So it's just above your head.
Wow. Okay. And would just by you know, at first glance, are these vents something that like I could fit through?
You both could fit through for sure.
Okay. Okay.
I sit in the center of the room. I sit down and I wipe my brow. So we got to make sure we don't go down the wrong path. Do you think that last room, the wall would have actually like crushed us?
Yeah,
Like,
I don't
killed us?
know. I don't know. That's to me. I mean, maybe that's
it
pretty
seems-
fucked up. I mean,
A little crazy.
yeah. I mean, I don't think so. I'm sure this is. I'm sure there's some safeguards here. Like I don't know.
And
Do you know who
as
this guy
he's-
is? This Revenant?
As he's talking, I'm shaking my head, saying, I have no idea who he is. I want to do a logic roll to see if I can figure out any way to get down my which one to go down.
Sure.
Okay, because of my addition,
yeah.
I succeed.
Okay. You realize you walk over to the vents and you look into the one on the left, and you see a sort of a shallow tunnel, and then a sharp peak down. And on the far side is a blue, a slowly spinning fan with a blue light behind it, and it drops. And you look in this other one; it's almost identical, but with an orange light. And you can't quite suss out which would be which. However, you do realize with your logic roll that you both don't have to go down one or the other. That one person could go down first and see if one is safe.
So I turn to Grant with a little bit of I'm getting agitated now. I'm starting to get pretty agitated. So what do you see?
Well, they both look pretty much the same. Both have fans, blue light behind one, orange light behind the other.
Well,
Listen, there's only one way that we're really going to be able to figure this out. And that's if one of us goes in slowly, takes our time, and braces ourselves on the walls so that we don't slip. We have to be very careful because it looks like there's a pretty sharp turn downwards. You're not going to believe this, but I'm actually pretty claustrophobic. That's like one of the things that this is causing me a lot of anxiety right now, just thinking about going down one of them. And
well, you know what? I don't mind. I just want to get out of here. I got to get out of here. Like I'm not claustrophobic, but I'm kind of starting to get over it now. So whatever.
Yeah.
Like I don't know. I don't care.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you. You pick. It's up to you. Like whichever you think is best. I mean, use your gut.
And I look through the two vents and I see, okay, so one's like orange and the one's like blue. I'm like, well, we're in a duct. I would assume that blue is cold and orange is hot. Yeah, maybe this is so I guess air conditioning or heating. Let's go for the air conditioning. That way I know if it's not going to get too hot, hopefully. So Does that sound good to you? Some good logic.
Sounds fine. Yeah.
Okay. So, what do you think about this grate here? So I kind of give it a tug. How secure is the grate?
The grates are actually open. They're ready to climb in.
Oh, beautiful. Okay. So, Grant, are you just gonna stay here and you hold my feet?
Hey, yeah, that's not a bad idea. Okay, yeah. So you go in. I'll put my feet on either side,
Okay.
and I'll hold you because it doesn't look
Okay.
like I'd be pulled in
Yeah. And I
if
don't.
I have the right angle.
I could trust you. I don't like don't. I don't want to be falling.
I'm not gonna let you go unless you tell me you want to be let go of.
Okay, cool. Because I kind of hurt my
All right.
arm in that last room. It's I should
Oh
probably
yeah.
I should probably get some medication as soon as I'm out of here. But okay, let's try this out.
Okay, so
Okay, yeah.
you crouch down and you enter into the vent, and the dum 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 of like the
Yeah.
hollow aluminum vent kind of echoes around you. It's rusted through, and you could almost fall through it, but it feels sturdy. Thick aluminum supports your weight, and you feel Grant's hand on what are you holding? His arm, his leg?
His leg, his like
Ankles.
pant legs, like ankles. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, and you slowly climb in until you see around the drop.
Okay.
And the fan is spinning above your head. Vroom, 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 vroom. And all you can hear is sort of your heart beating through your ears and sweat perspiring from your forehead. And the fan is sort of bathing you in sharp blue light. And looking down, you just see darkness.
Huh. I kind of I know this is I picked something up earlier. I don't know necessarily if I should say out loud.
If you, I mean, let's have him do a logic roll to see if he notices because he's holding on to you.
Okay. So I take out what I was thinking. Might as well do your logic.
No.
roll.
Okay, so you take out what, and he'll just role play this because Justin's dedicated. You find some, you take out what you found.
Yeah.
and-
So I found this sharpened screwdriver, and I take it out and kind of jab.
Yeah.
Before the downward tunnel, you said it's kind of rusting.
Yeah.
I kind of jab to see if there's if I can create a hole to before that. Is there anything?
Yeah, you can chip through.
And what do I see when I chip through?
You chip through and you see, well, I guess it would be just darkness.
Oh, like is
Unfortunately.
there another room?
No, it looks like it's being supported sort of by a space of drywall. And then, I mean, and then once you hit that, you start hitting cement.
Okay. So I stick that back in my pocket and I holler to Grant. All right, help pull me back out. There's a big drop up here.
Okay. All right. Pull him out.
Yeah. So I described to Grant what I saw, that there was a fan above me and basically a big drop into a dark abyss.
The fan is sort of across from you. So it's like if you crawl
Okay.
towards it, you're crawling towards a fan and then it drops directly down
Oh,
into
okay.
darkness.
And then when I was looking at that fan, what could I see past it?
It's just a large light, but the size of it, tinted, and
Okay.
that's about it.
Okay. So I described this to Grant, and then I suggest that, well, let's try the other one because.
And for the sake of time, I'll say you do the exact same thing, and it's the exact same look. It's dark, and it's not necessarily that it's deep. It's that the light is not shining downwards for you.
Right.
You can't quite see what's down there.
Right. So I explained this again to Grant. All right, well, and both are the same temperature, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So the blue is not air conditioning. I can tell you that much. It's just a fucking blue light at the end of this tunnel. And same with the orange one. So I mean, I don't know. It looks like we're gonna have to go down one or the other. Do you have any clue?
I mean, he said, you know what I'm kind of thinking? He did say that we have to face our fears. And going down like a big drop, it is pretty scary. So maybe we just have to go down one. I wouldn't be surprised if they both end up in the same place, if I'm completely honest.
Yeah. So going by memory, which one had less rust, less chance of cutting, scraping?
Let's say the orange one, the one on the right.
Okay. So I explained that Hey, this orange one. I mean, it was they were both rusty and in shitty condition, but this one had less rust. I figure, you know what, if we're gonna crawl, might as well take. You know, you don't want to get tetanus or anything. So
Okay.
let's try this one, and maybe it's the exit. Hey, and then we'll be out. It's probably a big prank.
Sounds good to me.
Yeah. So why don't you lead the way? I know this is not your favorite, and that way I can kind of. What do you prefer?
Well, I mean, I'm like I said, I mean, I've got a lot of anxiety about going down that, just being in the space itself.
Okay, you know what? Let me try this then, because there's not a lot. They can't really turn around in there, so I'm just gonna go in feet first.
Okay.
And when I get there, hopefully, whatever. If it's not, hopefully it's not a long drop, and I'll just land on my feet. So
Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you. I really
problem.
appreciate that.
But
Okay.
I mean, you're gonna sound looks like you're gonna have to come through here. I mean, whoever's doing this
Yeah.
is cruel, because obviously if they know you, they know that you're claustrophobic. So
Yeah.
whatever
I
these
know.
assholes are doing.
God.
So I climb in feet first.
So you climb in
Belly
feet
down.
first, belly down, and you slowly move to the edge. Sorry, you're in the orange one?
Yes.
Okay. And slowly you let yourself down the edge, and you can see Grant peeking into the hole, nervous, beads of sweat precipitating from his forehead, as you sort of try to reach down as far as you can to feel the bottom, but you can't.
Oh. So I dangle,
Yep.
arms
Arm's
completely
length,
stretched.
you're still just dangling into darkness.
They say, okay, well, I guess I can't touch the ground, so I'm just gonna let go, and I'll let you know when if you don't hear from me, then I guess
You're wearing bare
good
feet too,
luck.
by the way. Just heads up. You have bare feet.
What?
So you also have bare feet, by the way.
Oh fuck. Okay.
So you let go, and with
Let
a you begin falling down, but it slopes off a bit, and you actually kind of come to a softer landing on your stomach. And you roll around, and what you see at the end of a short tunnel sort of confuses you. There looks to be sort of a dim yellow light and sort of lines like this, almost like a grate at the end of it, but they're not quite connected. It's almost like this at the bottom of your feet.
Okay. So now I'm on my back, right?
Yeah.
And my feet are facing towards the exit.
Yep.
So-called exit. So I shimmy there slowly.
Yeah, you do. You slowly shimmy, and you can feel it warping as you move through it, and eventually your feet reach what seems to be a grate.
Okay, so I first test the grate in case.
And
it's
as you
odd or
move
sharp.
your foot slowly to the grate actually gives a little bit, and as it gives, you feel the knives cut into your foot, as what it looks like is almost a set of butcher's knives, on retractable springs at the end of the grate, and your foot immediately becomes cut, and blood starts coming from your feet as you press the blade with your foot.
Now, bear in mind,
Only slightly. You're not taking stress.
I was just kind of like,
only very slightly, but they are very sharp.
Okay, so, okay, I shimmy back up towards where I came down,
and you can see maybe 20 feet up, 10 feet up, maybe. Far too high to climb back up.
Okay, and I holler up to Grant, and I say, Grant, can you hear me?
Yeah. Well, you're all right.
Well, I landed, and it's okay, but the situation's kind of fucked up.
What do you see down there?
There's like a grate made out of knives, and I cut my foot, and it's like a trap or something.
That's where you were going to go through?
I don't have any other way, it seems. I don't know what I'm going to do, so maybe try the other one?
Uh,
you know what? I'm just spitballing here, but it's kind of I think it might be a long shot, but there might be one safe way and one not safe way, and I'm hoping that if one of us has a safe way, then
Yeah.
chances are 50-50.
Okay. Do you see any other great openings like vents? Like can you see where the other vent might come down?
No, he can't. All you can see past this is sort of a yellow light.
And in the vent that I am in, I don't see any other exits.
There's one way in, one way out, unfortunately.
Okay.
Oh God. Is there any room? Sorry, Justin. Is there any room for me to like go turn around so I can go head first out this?
No.
Oh fuck.
Okay. I'm gonna I guess I'm gonna go down the other one.
So, Grant, you tentatively sort of shuffle, beads of sweat pouring down your face towards the other one, and you look in to see the blue light. Woom, 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 woom.
And I go back to the other vent and I say, "Hey, Grant, or sorry, what'd you say your name was again?"
That's Patrick.
Patrick. How stable do you think it is there? Is there like a room beneath you?
You jump up and down, and it's absolutely solid. Doesn't seem like there's any give.
Yeah, no, it seems pretty solid. Almost like it's a tunnel on top of a concrete block or something. I don't know.
So there's like no way that you're saying there's absolutely no way that you can like bust out of there, wiggle your way out of there, climb out of there.
I use all my strength and push against the sides.
It is for no reason. You can roll 100 successes. There is no way out. And you hear and you feel Revenant's voice through your head. That's it. He doesn't say anything. You just shadows of Revenant.
Okay. All right. I don't have a choice, Patrick. I guess I have to try the blue one. Hopefully I find the pleasure.
Good luck. I'll see you soon, hopefully.
Do you go in head first or feet first?
Head first.
So you climb into the tight sardine can. The blue light bathing you, your eyes almost feeling like they're playing tricks on you with the shadows dancing over your face. And you get to the edge of the dark abyss, your heart pounding as you do.
Oh, God.
And I think, okay, he's supposed to face my fears. Gonna take a dive into a bunch of pillows. That's what I'm hoping for.
All right. Way to psych yourself into it.
And you slowly crawl over the edge, your body sort of bending to try to make the sharp angle. And as you do, you're faced head first into the darkness below, and you fall. And as you do, you hit a soft slide, and you come down looking up. Beads of sweat still covering your eyes, almost dripping into your eyebrows, and you see a white light at the end of the tunnel.
Okay. Can you hear me, Patrick?
He cannot.
And after waiting for his response that doesn't come, I start crawling my way forward.
And as you crawl forward, you do begin to hear a on your side, Patrick. And you continue crawling forward to the white light, which stays what it feels like is very distant. And you start hearing the sound.
Grant, are you okay?
Yeah, I am. I am okay.
Oh, thank God. Are there knives?
I don't see any, but I should take a look around.
You continue crawling forward, and the actual walls start getting a bit tighter as you move forward.
Oh God, this is even scary for me.
To the point where your shoulders start rubbing, and your head now has to stay down a little bit as you continue moving forward.
And
Grant,
I just start.
Can you hear me?
Panicking as it gets tighter and tighter. Can I hear him still?
You can, yep.
I think it's getting pretty cramped in here.
And as you move forward and forward, your breath fills your face. You can feel it, and you get tighter and tighter till your shoulders can't move anymore. And you look at the white light, which looks to be the same size as when you first saw it. And with your hand tight, you reach out and you touch it. And you realize it's just a small LED light on a panel. And you're stuck in a dead end.
What the
Okay.
fuck?
I scream and I shout.
And Patrick, you start hearing this screaming and shouting from within the tunnel.
Ah, fuck. I start shouting his name. Grant! Grant!
And I'm
Grant!
just wailing for a
And
good
take-
3 minutes.
Take 2 mental stress.
Who, me or him?
Yeah, obviously.
Yeah.
And
Grant!
Alex, Patrick, as you're hearing this, you hear the scream through the walls, but it also feels like the scream might be coming from the end of your tunnel, where the razor blades are, or where the butcher's knives are.
Grant, I need you to relax. It's not as bad as it seems. Just take a deep breath.
You're starting to feel your own breath, and you're starting to lose oxygen as your head's sort of in this tight little space, and you're frantically slamming it from side to side, trying to move back as fast as you can, but you're almost stuck in there.
All right, you know what? I consider the options, and I think to myself, there's no fucking way I'm going to do this. And so I shimmy back down to the knife blades, and now this time the first time I use my right foot, this time I use my left foot. Is there any difference?
No. Immediately, you can feel the blades starting to cut into your skin again. Your soft flesh.
Is there any, like, are there handles? Can I stick my feet on the handles?
There are nothing but blades at the
Okay,
end.
so I take my feet off of it, and I'm wearing a shirt, right?
Yeah, and pants.
Okay, so I take off my shirt and pants.
I don't know if you'd be able to take off the shirt. Well, sure. Yeah. The pants, I don't know, the shirt would be really tough.
Well, I think I could kind of...
Yeah, you know what? Let's say you could. You don't have to prove it. I believe you.
No, I'm taking everything off right now. So I take it all off. And then I guess...
So you sort of have a ball of clothes.
Right. And I was going to tie them to my feet, but now that I think about it, I don't think I'd be able to. So I bundled up and I shove them down between my knees and then kind of down, and I use my one foot and I push it against the blades.
And you can feel the blades cutting through your clothes, but your feet are withstanding the pressure as you try to push open the blades and shimmy yourself down as you do so.
And ever so carefully, I try my very hardest to shimmy out without cutting myself.
And it is impossible. As you shimmy down, your feet are saved. But almost immediately after the large lump passes by the blades and reaches the yellow light, the blades swing back, digging and dragging along the sides of your legs. Deep cuts, cutting along the sides of your knees and up your sides as it reaches your stomach, cutting small pieces of flesh away as it carries through. The only salvation you have is the small pieces of flesh that are still cut in the blades save some of your upper extremities as you come up to your head. What do? Do you cover your head, or do you let the blades?
Yeah, I cover my head.
As the blades scrape over the backs of your hands, dragging across your knuckles and flicking through the middles of your fingers, and
screaming with
like a
agony.
newborn, you fall onto the ground, blood covered and ragged, and you just scream as you feel the cuts deep within yourself.
I'm just screaming and crying in agony. Oh my god, what the fuck is going on here?
2 points of stress, or physical stress.
This is fucked.
Now,
for vitality?
Yeah, you do stand up shaking, and the cuts on your calves are relatively deep, but not bleeding profusely. Most of the rest are only superficial, luckily. but that added oomph of swinging them back after that immediate push has pretty deep cuts in your
So
cat.
I take both my pants and my shirt and I tie them. Am I wearing any underwear?
Yes, you are. So your blood-soaked.
Not that it really matters.
Not that it matters. But your blood-soaked wounds, you certainly tie them. And as you stand up, you hear the muffled screaming. And looking back to where you just came from, the blades sit at an open area, and next to it, you see another area with a what looks to be sort of a valve cover on it, and it's sort of perforated.
So I try to open it,
and you unscrew it, and with a you see Grant screaming there, and Grant, you're flushed with light as the panel opens up in front of you.
Patrick?
Grant, get out of there, and I give him my hand and I just pull him out.
What the hell happened to you? And I scramble forward and out.
And you're both standing in the area, gravel at your feet. You look up at each other, one covered in blood, one tears welling in his red eyes as you stand face to face again.
Dear God, Patrick. And I start like taking off my shirt and wrapping around the worst wounds around his calves, trying to staunch the flow of blood.
Oh, thank you.
And I'm just like, Jesus, what? I don't even want to know what happened to you. This isn't a joke.
Just look. This is definitely not a joke. What the fuck is going on here?
And as you're standing there next to each other,
fucked up.
You realize that the dim yellow light that you're standing with her is actually quickly starting to fade. And as it does, what you're standing in is sort of a half room. The two vents that you just exited from are on the wall behind you, and to the side of you, it is open. But there is nothing but darkness. And as you're standing there, you feel this damp heat, this moist heat begin to wash over you.
Oh my God. This is so fucked up, man. This is so fucked up.
I know. It's I'm scared. Yeah, I imagine that you're scared too. Let's just breathe. We're okay. We're still alive.
No, man. I'm kind of freaking. I need to get out of here. I need to get home. I'm feeling really agitated right now. Really agitated and really
okay.
And as you say those words, I'm really agitated. I need to get home. The yellow light completely extinguishes, bathing you in darkness. And you hear as the large area next to you brightly illuminates. This first room is by Ricardo, Sky Captain Miles. This room we're about to enter. The lights overhead click on. And it appears
if we like you, Sky Captain, or not.
And standing as you're shivering there next to you, as he's handing you clothes, you look to and what appears to be a massive greenhouse. The air is thick and heavy, and sweat immediately begins permeating your skin. You look up, the two of you, past what appears to be a large glass roof. However, it isn't the sun that's shining brightly, but large lights behind massive panes of glass. And suddenly, the speaker above you begins to crackle, and Revenant speaks. Can you navigate through the jungle the same way you navigate your life? On the far side of the greenhouse is the escape. However, there are villains lurking in the trees. And as you look up towards the speaker, you do see on the wall between the two vents, there's a sort of a light switch, and it says on off.
Okay, so just to be clear, we're in a greenhouse. There's plants all around us?
Yeah, so to the right of you is just a massive, almost like a jungle. It looks like years and years ago it was a greenhouse, and it's overgrown to the point where there's almost what looks to be a large tree in the middle. Overgrown plants to the fact that you can only see a few feet into it and nothing beyond that.
And is it like, is there a door to it to begin with? Or
No, it's sort of an open room. It's just because the way that when you entered this, the light was beating just down. It was just sort of beyond the darkness. And now that the lights are on, then the yellow light above you is gone. You can see.
And what's on the other side? Nothing?
Can't even see. It's too thick.
No, not what's on the other side of. Instead of this side's the greenhouse.
Oh, the vents you just climbed through.
Oh, okay. And then just a room.
Right. Well, let's stick together, Patrick.
I
can get through this.
If we're gonna have to, man. I don't fucking know what's going on here. This is so fucked up. I have no fucking idea. I'm so pissed off right now. You have no idea, and I'm shaking.
It's okay. It's okay. Listen. And I listen to the jungle just beside it. Do I hear anything?
Give me a logic roll.
Success.
Man-eating monkeys.
You don't hear. Well, let me think. No, you don't hear anything.
Do I hear like caca caca? And like jungle
No,
sounds?
it doesn't feel like there's anything. Actually, you know what? Yeah, you see something scurry by. Looks like a rodent, and it runs into the jungle.
Squirrels. The fuck.
Okay.
I turn and flick the other light. This light switch on.
No, it's off, and then all those lights turn off.
All right. So I turn it back on.
And again, the jungle is illuminated.
Huh. How do you think we're supposed to use it?
Do you want to just do this in the dark, or I don't know, whatever. If this is what's happened so far, I don't even know what's to expect. I don't even know what to expect, man. I don't even know.
He said, okay, all right. So the last one, he said that we had to face our fears. I'm claustrophobic, and I had to face my fear of claustrophobia.
And I mean, I'm not.
Nobody likes getting cut.
Particular afraid of. So you know what? And now we have to face villains in the jungle.
It says we have to navigate the jungle like we navigate our lives.
Fuck.
I don't remember how I navigated my life, but
well, I can tell you right now, I need some smack or something.
Some smack. Smack.
Yeah, you know, like hard drugs, man.
I think I might take you up on that, even though it's not really my thing.
Yeah,
after we get out of this, right?
I'm gonna fucking need some. Like I need some right now. You know.
Okay. All right. We'll get you through.
Let's
might as well leave the lights on. Go together. We can defend each other. Let's see if we can find a weapon in there. And
sure.
Yeah, let's do this.
I mean, I might as well let you in on this. I mean, I've got this, and I pull out a sharpened screwdriver. So, you know what? Just in case there's any fucking beasts in there, I've got this. Jab. I'll just jab right in the neck.
Where did you find that?
I was in the first room. I don't know.
Oh, okay.
I didn't know.
Right.
I didn't know you. I didn't want to say.
No. It doesn't matter.
Hey, I've got a sharpened screwdriver.
No, yeah, I know that'd be kind of a weird thing to say at first. Okay, all right. Let's
so
lights on. Just leave the lights on.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
So are there any paths, Harlan?
You can see there's basically 3 paths ahead of you. There looks to be one sort of trodden one around the tree, one sort of hugging the side of the room, and one to the opposite side of the tree.
Well, what do you think, Grant?
Let's go right.
Sure thing.
Okay. You step out into the soft dirt of the jungle-like greenhouse in front of you, and you begin moving your way tentatively through the jungle, and the lights ahead provide very little light through the thick canopy of trees as the heat immediately sticks to your skin and you move through it. Cautiously, you make your way around and you come to another three-way path and another three-way path and another three-way path. And before you know it, you're back where you started.
What the fuck? Okay, you know what? I'm picking this time. So
Okay.
this is how can we get back here? It's not that difficult, man. I don't know. I'm not blaming it on you. I'm just
No, of course not. Okay, you pick. You pick.
so I point to the one that's kind of like against the wall, I guess.
Yeah.
You say there's one against the wall.
Yeah. And again, you head that way and you come to a four-way path. And the problem is the jungle is so thick that as much as you feel that your direction is headed, you need to climb around a tree and over a log. And by the time you think you're back on course correction, you're completely turned around. And sure enough, you find yourself back at the start.
Oh, fuck. All right, look, I'm sorry.
It's okay. You know, it's a confusing forest. I don't even know how we're supposed to get through that if this keeps on happening.
And I just scream. I'm like, fuck!
I know you're in a lot of pain right now, but we have to keep cool heads about this. At least we can breathe. We got wide open space, so we're fine.
And you can see I'm like kind of shaking, like physically shaking. Like,
okay, we need to stick together. I'm gonna turn off the light.
I know. Okay.
Okay. I
Maybe just
I think that I'll have a better sense of direction in the dark.
The light will just yeah, exactly. Cool. Okay. Yeah.
It makes absolutely no sense. I know, Patrick.
No, I agree. But let's try it. You know what?
All right, here we go.
Fucked up in the light.
All right.
So we flick the switch.
And sure enough, everything is dark. And now you're standing in complete darkness. And as you're standing there, you see something on the ground, something shimmering in the light, almost as if it's blacklight paint, but there's no blacklight. And it's at the middle path. It's sort of like a splotch of liquid.
Hey, do you see that too?
Yeah, I do.
It's not just my eyes.
I reach out to grab Patrick's hand and I say, okay, we got to stick together. It'll be easy to get lost.
And you grab his freshly cut hand.
I'll hold your hand.
And you move.
Okay.
You move towards the paint, and it looks like paint, almost like it's splattered on the ground. And sure enough, as you reach that, it heads into. I know. I'm sorry. And then it heads into the woods, into the jungle.
All right. This is.
I guess.
All right, Pat. Grant. This is cool. This is cool. I'm digging this.
Yep. Let's just.
This obviously there's a trick to these, you know. Hopefully, there's a fucking pile of knives at the end.
Step by step, you begin working through the jungle, following the illuminated path, in a sense. And you are walking for a fair amount of time. Again, it's not a long or thick, long or wide jungle particularly, but because it's so knotted, it's almost like trying to work through, a junk pile almost. And you feel like you get about halfway through faster than you've been before when you hear something to the left of you.
What, like a rustle or something?
Yeah, just a...
Shh. Do you hear that?
Yeah. Do you have that knife?
Roll a dexterity, Grant.
So while I
success
and roll a dexterity, Patrick.
And I pull out the sharpened screwdriver.
Yep.
I have a 1 dexterity fail.
Okay. So Patrick, you have the screwdriver out.
Yeah. And I haven't let go of
and all of a sudden you feel a sting on your face, like something smacks you, almost knocking you back, and immediately you feel the warm blood on your cheek as you hear the hissing.
What the fuck? Something just hit me in the fucking face.
Come on, let's go. And I start pulling to run.
And you begin pulling him, and he kind of goes along. And Alex, immediately you start feeling sick to your stomach.
Oh
and
god!
Vomit starts coming up through your mouth.
Oh god!
And
I don't even let it.
Justin, you continue moving, and you start seeing a dim yellow light as you reach the edge of the jungle. And as you do, your foot comes down over a heavy branch. Justin, roll dexterity.
Okay. Fail.
And you feel the same sharp pain that you just heard Patrick experience on your heel. And immediately it crumples under you and you fall to your feet as a searing pain climbs up your leg.
With momentum, I continue moving forward while he goes down.
Yeah.
And holding onto his arm, I keep pulling him and moving
And the
forward.
two of you stumble into a small room through plastic cut sheets like a butcher's room. And you fall into this room with a dimly flickering yellow light. And there's beakers on the tables and large vats of dark colored liquid, small Bunsen burners and a stove and things like that, and charts all over the walls. And in the center of the room, you see a stand with 2 vials on it with labels underneath it. And quickly, the clacking of the speaker comes on. The venom will kill you within the next few minutes unless you correctly choose the anti-venom. Choose the wrong antidote, and the consequences will be grave.
What?
And Justin, you begin feeling a pounding headache coursing through you, and Alex, you vomit again into your hand.
And I scream, "Help! Help! Help!"
There's no one coming. God damn it.
I lurch forward.
Let's look at these beakers.
Read what's on the beakers.
The one beaker says anti-crochilus, and one says
anti-vitamin. Let's spell it. Hold on. What's the other one say?
One says anti-crochilus, and one says anti-vitamin.
Anti-crotulus. Anti-vitam. Okay.
Fuck. I look around. I don't know.
And like I said, there's beakers on the walls, Bunsen burners. There are posters on the wall.
Are the Bunsen burners going?
No, they're ancient. Haven't been used in years.
I take a look at the posters on the wall as my vision swims.
And 2 jump out to you. There are 2 basic venom types. And there are... And I'll post them here because it's going to be a lot of writing.
What?
Let me do this.
We'll read them out. So
there's a lot. So that's 1.
Okay.
And that's 2. The first one says Bothrops atrox, common lancehead bite symptoms. Locally causes pain, severe swelling, bruising, blistering, necrosis, abscess formation, generally causes headache, blah, blah, blah. And then Crotalus dericis, South American rattlesnake symptoms. Locally causes little to no effect, generally causes headache, nausea, blah, blah, blah. And Alex, again, you begin vomiting, and Justin, you still have a pounding headache as you're rapidly looking through this. You begin feeling sweats coming out, and fear begins washing over you.
Okay, well let's make both solutions. I think we've got different bites, so let's make both, and then we'll know.
Both are already made. The 2 tubes are full. There's only 1 for each type of venom.
Okay.
The question is figuring out which snake you were bit by, or were you bit by the same snake?
So I'm feeling a headache, and I'm feeling the sweats.
I can't fucking think straight right now. I'm vomiting. And what else am I feeling?
That's the only thing. So here's the question.
Okay.
Your symptoms are coming on fast. You can wait and hopefully present another symptom to better figure out which you might have, or you can guess right now. If you wait, you're going to take 2 physical stress every time you wait, and you can't wait longer than 3 turns.
I just have a question, actually.
Shoot.
Meta question. Why does it say Crotalus duracis, South American rattlesnake symptoms, locally causes, and blah, 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 diarrhea, ha ha.
I didn't write. That's Ricardo Sky Captain Miles, because you posted it.
I'm just picturing this like poster that's like diarrhea, ha ha.
Okay, so
anti-rope.
Grant sits down, leaning against one of the walls, and it says, "I need to wait. We just need to wait this out and see what comes up next. So I'm gonna wait."
So you take 2 physical stress.
Yep.
Patrick?
Flaccid paralysis or convulsions. Well, I touch the area around my face, and do I feel anything
around your face?
where I
yeah,
felt
it does. It feels a bit swollen.
local. Okay, so you know what I say to Grant? I say, look, and I say, let me see your foot quickly. So
Yeah,
I look at his
move
foot.
over.
Is there any swelling on the foot?
You can't. Well, you can tell, but put it this way: you take 2 stress, Alex.
Already?
This is. Oh, well, I'll consider this waiting because you sort of are waiting. You're searching, and the next symptoms do present themselves. And Alex, as you're looking at his foot, you start having a pounding headache. And Justin, your breathing becomes very rapid.
Okay, I think I've got the Crotalus diuresis.
And I think I have the Bothrops atrox. Let's just do it.
Okay, no, okay, yeah.
So I take anti-Vipmin.
And I'll take the crotchless.
So you grab the 2,
Crotchless.
and with a pained clink, you down the potions.
Cheers, man.
The anti-venoms. And sure enough, after a few moments, your breathing becomes regular, and you start feeling the headache go away, and the nausea subside,
And the swelling.
and the swell.
While I'm starting to feel better, I look around now. Is there anything that I see that I feel I could make use of?
All you see is a large door leading out of the room, and with a click, you can hear it open.
And on a side note, here's my sheet. Am I doing this right?
Can't see because it's black. Oh, let's see. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4. No, so you've built up a resistance. So under the first, you can build up a resistance to, let's say just thicker skin or something.
I'm confused.
Every time you fill one of those, you build up a resistance to something, which means when I make you roll 1 less. But I mean, we're not doing resistance. Let's just say you're half dead.
Sounds good to me.
And with a click, you hear the door unlock.
Are you all right, Patrick? It worked for you?
Oh, I feel a lot better than I did, but I'm still fucking cut, and we're still in this goddamn fucking place, and I just need to get out of here. I just need to get out of here.
Okay, all right, we're gonna get out of here, but
Yeah.
we should be counting our blessings. We weren't bit by the same snake.
Yeah.
You
Fuck.
exit the room and you enter a sort of restroom, not a bathroom, but a room with just a short hallway, and it's brightly lit, and the door slams behind you and clicks with a lock. And on a small bench next to you are 2 fresh sets of clothes. And as you're sitting there, a memory comes back to you, both. As you slowly change into your new fresh clothes. The hallway is of peeling wallpaper and shag carpeting. And for the first time, the combination of climbing down the vents and the greenhouse and the way this hallway looks sort of reminds you of a large apartment building, and that you think maybe that's where you are.
Okay.
Dude, we might be home. We might be back. We might be done. This might be good. This might be it.
Hey, if this is my home, and I gesture back to the other door, I say, then why would I want this room attached to my house?
Fuck. You know, you could just be a little hopeful for once.
I am hopeful. We're gonna get out of here. All right, we made it this
You're
far.
right. You're right.
Okay.
I'm
All
sorry.
right.
I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry.
You're gonna be okay.
Hey, listen. So I put on the extra change of clothes.
And they're soft white cloth, sort of cotton clothes, and a few of them have tears on them. They look like they're used, but they're freshly cleaned.
Pass me one of those.
And I toss some to him. And I tear off strips from the other clothes that I have bandaged around me, and I use them kind of to patch up some of the other cuts on me.
Perfect. And the clothes you put on sort of have a few holes in them, but you're sort of well bandaged up, and you feel better about yourself right now. Well, better form of yourself physically. You feel mentally better.
And I start taking a look around. I say, take a look around. See if you can find anything in here. There might be something useful. I'm a little nervous. This is the next room already.
God, I know.
It looks like a pretty small room, and as you see, as you kind of sit around the room, you notice this black sort of LCD screen above the door, and but there's nothing on it. It's sort of completely blank.
I say to Grant, I don't think they're going to be playing sports on that anytime soon.
It's thin. It's about this thin.
I doubt it. What do you think it's for?
I don't know, but it feels like I'm in a Chinese restaurant for some reason.
No, it looks like a hallway, like an apartment hallway. Think your old apartment building, but very, very short.
Okay.
In fact, the door at the end looks man-made, man-added.
And I kind of turn to Grant too, and I say, you know, the more we continue on, I feel like I know you. Do I know you? Do you know me?
I'm taking a look at you, and I'm looking at your hair and really taking a good look at your face. I haven't really had too much of a chance. And I say, nothing's coming back. Nothing's coming back to me.
Huh.
But we got to keep on moving.
Yeah, I agree. Okay, well, you know what? The sooner we get on, the sooner we can get home.
That's right.
So, yeah, let's do this. Now,
so what's up with that TV and door?
Actually, can I pause there? Can we rewind a bit before I say let's move forward? I would like to try and talk to Grant and see if my character picks up on anything. I'd like to use this +2 to a social roll.
Okay.
I don't know if I can use that.
Sure.
To help me identify where I would know him from, if I do know him.
Sure. Let's try it.
Okay. So 4, and I think that would be what, charisma? No.
Yeah, it'd be social, right? You said?
Yeah. Empathy or charisma?
Let's say empathy.
So a 4, I really pass well. Because it's +2.
And what were you trying to do? Trying to remember more?
Yeah. I want to know, because he looks familiar, but I want to know if I know why he looks familiar.
Okay, I'm going to give you a little bit of extra information. This isn't normal, but I think that's interesting because you focused on it more so than anyone else, so we'll see what happens. So I'm sending a bit of information to you.
Okay. Okay.
Why you feel like you know me?
I do. I feel like I recognize you, but I don't know from where. Don't worry about it though.
So you press through to the next room, and as you do, the door slams behind you.
Of course, another slamming door
with a loud thud. And what you see before you, as the lights flicker on, revealing the pale wallpaper, you see a large metal cage in the center of the room, almost like a bird cage, but from the ceiling to the floor, drilled in to the top and the bottom, and you see a man hanging by his arms in the center. The man hanging by his arms in the center of the cage looks scared. He's almost naked, save for a pair of underwear. And as the lights continue to flick on and the wallpaper kind of peels there, you see two boxes large enough for your arms on either side of the room with the cage in the center. And Revenant comes on the speaker. This man has a wife and child, a home to head back to. However, he has costs to pay because of your sins. If you choose to save him, you must donate enough blood to pay for his soul. If not, the blood will come from him.
What the fuck?
As the speaker crackles off, you see surgical saws begin to descend into the cage. And the floor beneath the caged man opens up to look to be like a funnel. And the boxes on either side, as you sort of quickly look, you see that within there are needles sticking in. And that black clock, or that black bar, appears in this room as well. And suddenly red numbers flick up on it. And they begin to count down from 60 seconds.
So it's a barred cell in the center of the room?
Correct.
And is it on ground level?
It is floor to ceiling.
Okay. So I go up to the needle boxes. I say, grab some needles.
So you reach into the needles and they're stuck. What it looks to be is something you stick your hand into.
Damn it. So I'm supposed
That's fucked. You know what, man? You sure?
Hurry!
Oh my god.
We're gonna do this. Okay, all right. So I want you, Patrick. You're gonna stick your hand in.
The saws
I'm gonna stick my hand in at the same time.
They begin to descend down.
Why should I stick my hand in?
3, 2,
You
1.
stick your
Just
hand in first.
right,
Justin, you
my
stick
hand
your hand in, and the needles sink into your flesh, and they begin drawing blood from you.
And I want to show.
I don't
I
care
want to
anymore.
show him that that I'm not afraid, and I do
Okay.
a willpower roll just to.
Okay. And the saws begin spinning down, faster, as the two of you stick your arms in it, and the blood begins draining from you. Gallons of it feels like it's coming out as your arm almost shrinks with the pressure of the blood being sucked out, and you feel weak.
I'm
As
imagining like a Ren and Stimpy sort of.
as your arm feels weak and weaker, and slowly the blades begin to stop spinning as the clock drops and the needles retract, and the two of you take one more stress each, and you fall back as the cage swings open, and David's, or this gentleman's, restraint drop, and he falls to the floor at your feet.
Does he look like this?
He does, and he looks like that.
Oh wait.
And ladies and gentlemen, welcome David to the party.
Yes, I was thinking that too, Justin.
And as you stand, you notice a small stack of clothes in the corner, just sort of white cotton dress.
God, I think I've given enough fucking blood now that I don't have to ever give blood again. What the hell is going on here?
You're still alive. We're still alive, and you
Who
better
are
be fucking
you?
thankful.
And why are you so fucking precious?
Yeah, same question.
I don't know. I just know I need to get some clothes on. And I walk over to the white clothes in the corner with some familiarity. And I just take off mine and just put it back on. I look over and I just say,
Maybe I missed it, Patrick. Did he even say thank you?
thanks. Sorry.
Okay.
I'm just a little bit in bad sorts. The name's Doug Nikolai. And I put up my hand to shake both of their hands.
Doug, good to meet you. My name's Grant.
Yeah, and I say, I'm Patrick, and I smack his hand out of the way. And I said, listen, at least you got a family to go back to, all right? Let's just get the fuck out of here. This place is insane. This is insanity. This is ridiculous.
Whoa. Okay. We just found someone who's still alive, okay? Now there's 3 instead of 2. So we have better odds of getting out of here, right? Patrick?
Sure. Yeah, Grant. Yeah.
Doug?
That is your name, Grant.
Doug? Hey.
Yeah.
Patrick. We saved your life.
I'm Patrick.
Yeah. I thank you for it.
Yeah. So let's all work together. No backstabbing.
I agree.
Trust is going to be very important, I think, in the next couple rooms.
What rooms? There's more. There's more of these.
We've been going through rooms all morning, if it is even morning.
Oh man.
Right, Patrick? You want to talk about it? As I gesture to Patrick's scars that are all along his body, open flesh.
Oh, I don't want to talk about it. That needle. I just needed that. I just needed that needle. I just needed that needle to be not taking stuff from me. Let's just move on. Bye. Okay, it's over.
And as the 3 of you share a look between each other, you realize that the game has almost just begun as Revenant comes on the speaker. And now that all players are here, I think it's time to officially begin. And that black clock resets to say 1 hour and 30 minutes, and it begins ticking down. And we're going to start the mid-game.
Comic relief.
Nice and light so that you can go back to the seriousness.
I was literally saying that for the viewers out there. I was literally like, we have to make the mid-game post hilarious because I am freaking so serious right now.
That's right. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you're having a fun time with Revenant, the return of Revenant. This is, of course, our one-shot series where we put these guys through hell. So it's always fun to me. How are you doing tonight, David?
I'm good.
We've missed you.
Yes, we did.
We're excited to see you back.
We had some mysterious vents that we could have used you with.
Oh yeah,
That's true.
Put you through the torture that we went through.
So windy outside. Yeah.
it is very windy.
It's insanely windy. It's like, it sounds like a fucking storm. It's like,
Yeah, it's very windy.
yeah. Anyway,
It was warm and then cold.
this is the mid-game post, ladies and gentlemen. The question for the mid-game post, I'm going to post in a second, but the question will be, what area are the killings taking place in? At the beginning of this game and last, we've said that there was... No, you can't look at Facebook now, Alex. Fortunately, I'll read out questions for you. No Facebook during this entire game, especially now. Because
Goes for you too, David.
Yeah, the memories are going to be... Oh, he knows. The memories are going to be piling up. So what area are the killings taking place in? I'm posting it now. First answer will win the mid-game post. And
This is a spoiler. I don't know this yet.
yes, you do. It's the beginning. It's my intro at the beginning. I always say it.
What?
Oh, what area?
Yeah, but have your
What
Facebook
city, or-
channels. Yeah, exactly.
Where are we located?
And Sam Le Liberté says Chicago.
I got it.
Saying, little is known about the killer. However, the police have described his murder scenes are beyond disturbing, urging those in the Chicago area to be extra vigilant when they're out and about. Which is, of course, Chicago,
Chi-town.
the murder city, the murder capital of the world.
Yeah.
Is it really?
In the south?
No, not at all.
Across the river.
Oh,
Not even remotely.
In the world.
say it.
In the so there you go, Sam, and Sam's the only person that commented. Nope.
Hey.
More comments. 3 people like commented. What's A?
Hey.
Be looking at
Chicago.
the. Oh, okay. You better not be looking at Facebook.
B.
Group.
I'm not looking at the Facebook group.
You better not be. There's a lot of information
I'm
flying.
not looking at nothing.
All right, guys. This is where the game really begins. I know I've said that 3 times, but here, and then like 5 minutes towards the end, I'll be like, and now we begin. the clock is starting countdown. Now you know it's serious. So that's where it's at. Now we're still going to be in the same room, so I can wait till you guys push through if you want to do a bit more talking back and forth. But there we go. Without further ado, we got lots of murder and mayhem coming. So back to Return of Revenant.
All right, yeah. So, Doug, do you want to go back and check the rooms that we've been through already if you don't believe us?
No. That sounds like not the no. You
No,
guys don't
no,
look
you
like
don't.
How did you get here, Doug?
Yeah, that's a good question.
I don't know, probably the same way you got here. Do you guys know how you got here?
No.
Taxi.
You did? You got here
Not
by
actually.
taxi?
I have no idea how we got here. All right, it was a joke to lighten the mood. It's been very serious.
I'm sorry. You're absolutely right. I just don't know. I just don't know anything anymore.
I know, but we're gonna get through this. Let's make our way to the next room. The clock is ticking.
Oh
Yeah.
my god.
Let's move.
And you do. You leave this room and enter, pass through a large wooden door. And as it clicks shut behind you, you see what looks to be sort of a penthouse suite, although it's years old. The shag carpeting depicted from the early 70s, maybe late 60s. The wallpaper's peeling and ancient. And the far side, which at one point must have been a large wall of windows leading to the outside world, are boarded up and broken, letting no light in the room save for the two halogen lights that are flickering at the ceiling. An eerie chill runs up the three of you, runs through your spines as you see sort of a ghost-like room, empty, but once full of life. The door to your left looks to be the exit. The room is sort of in an L shape. And on the far wall, between the windows that are boarded up, there's a single pillar with a red button on it. And above the button says press.
So in a couple seconds, his voice will come on the PA, and he'll tell us what to do.
Yeah, and he'll tell us, you know, that we got to press the button and face our fears or some bullshit like this fucking bullshit.
And you wait. And you look, but there's no speaker in this room.
I walk into the room. I start rifling through drawers and cabinets. And
Sorry, this room is by Aisha Lyle. I forgot. I always want to mention at the beginning. So this is... you rifle through cabinets and you see sort of old plastic dishes and paper plates and things like that. Candy bar wrappers from the 60s. Other than that, it's completely empty.
And I nod to Doug to go take a look at the button with me.
I follow him.
And the two of you look at the button, and written in what you hope is red paint, it just says press. And the lettering is almost as if it's fingertips, like thumbprints spelt out press, and a large red thumbprint on the button itself.
Are there any wires leading away from the button, or
There is a single
mechanism?
wire leading up towards the roof, and then it goes into the drywall.
with a look of determination, I cross the room and head directly to where the exit door is.
And sure enough, you walk up almost 2 steps for a different level, and there's a large double door, which
I
are
push on it.
wooden. And there is a slight give, but you can feel must be a strong metal bar holding it shut.
And I try the handles, and
They do turn, but again, there's no way to open it.
any other doors other than the one we came in?
Nope.
any ideas, Dougie?
I don't know. Can we look under anything? I mean, is there anything that we can?
There is a round carpet in the front area.
Okay, I go over and I just look under the carpet, see if there's anything under there.
And you peel back the carpet, and what looks to be a circle in the floor of fresh metal but something seems odd. It's a bit recessed, and there is a slight groove to it, and it's almost swirls.
I don't know. Maybe this has to do with that button.
And in
Well,
go ahead.
I was just gonna say, well, do you think it might be some sort of like trap, like an opening that'll open up? And
I don't know. I'm pretty lost for words at this point. I don't really.
And I see it and I jump on it. I give it with all my force, like both feet.
Yeah, and with a heavy, hollow thud, you land smack dab on it. Nothing happens.
Huh.
And then I beeline it again to the other side of the room. We're in a penthouse, you said, right?
Yeah,
And is there windows?
they're all boarded up with thick, heavy plywood.
well, I
And
think
lots
that
of screws, I imagine.
Yes.
I think the way through has something to do with that metal thing that you found there, Doug. So stand clear of that. I'm gonna press the button.
Yeah.
And as you
My-
press the... Sorry. go
My
ahead.
guess is that it's going to open up. I don't know. I could be completely wrong, but
Let's just hope, bees don't come out of it or something.
Yeah, stand back.
bees, bees would be nice.
Maybe it's
And
fire.
as you press the button, you hear a guttural whirling. And like a blade quickly opening, the floor shunk, opens up like the camera, like a camera
Yeah.
Aperture.
aperture. Thank you. And it opens up, and what you see as you're standing around are large whirling blades, all sort of spinning. The metal shrill of the saw blades sort of begin to, echo from the chamber as you see the trapdoor. And looking down, you see them on almost every side.
Wow.
So there's like blades, is that what you said?
Yeah.
Like saw blades. As if
Saw blades.
so to go down there you'd be killed, cut.
Well,
Shot.
you each sort of tentatively walk to the edge of it, and you look down. And as you see down, there is sort of a light coming from beneath, and there is a red button with that same red thumbprint on it. And written in the same text, it says press. And you judge for a second. Past the blade is that shiny red button, and you guess the distance. But it's a bit too long for your arm.
What would the distance be, roughly?
But perhaps a leg could hit it.
5 feet?
Oh, man.
4 feet? 3 feet?
Too far for an arm.
But long enough for maybe a leg.
That's the distance.
I can tell you right now, and I turn to these guys, I'm not doing this. I am not doing this. I already did the blades. I already did the blades before we met you.
Okay. All right.
And as much as I appreciate your help, and I point to Grant in the first couple of rooms, the more I look at you, the more I remember, and I don't know if
If you can trust me.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I don't remember you. So if you knew me, then maybe you were just someone, maybe you're a stalker or something. I don't know. But I'm trusting you. We've trusted each other up to this point.
Fair enough. I'm not saying you're putting us here, but I don't know. I don't know who you are, and the more I think about it, the less I trust you.
All right. Well, let's
I'm
just
sorry
hold any
if I-
accusations to ourselves for now until we
Fair
get
enough.
out of this.
Fair enough.
Now, it looks too long for an arm, but it looks like a leg might reach it. That's basically.
Now,
Here.
Is there anything that I can throw at it?
No. Doesn't look like there's anything in the room. There's plastic
like-
bags.
Star Wars style,
Fortunately, doesn't seem like it.
I push the button with my force power.
Oh man, that would make this so much easier.
Could I use the table or a chair leg?
There are no tables or chairs in this room.
What about your screwdriver? Does that Is that the right screws for the boards on the window?
Let's put it this way.
It's a sharpened
If Revenant went through the trouble of creating this trap, do you think he would leave anything in the room that would let you get a quick ending to this?
I don't know. Maybe he's feeling nice just with this one room.
Yes, the killer who kills people.
Okay.
Maybe we can outsmart the killer, I'd say. And I look around the room for even crown molding or baseboard or window frame or door frames. Anything I can
jump forward in
the walls.
time.
Listen, okay. So as they're both looking around trying to figure something out, how do these blades look like again? What are they?
They look like basically like circular saw blades, and they're half in the wall, half sticking out, and large enough to sort of come out. There's only about this much room down the center.
Okay.
Think of it as a very deadly game of operation.
Okay.
Saw on the knee operation.
So is there any way around this? Because I have a high logic. Can I do a logic roll to look around?
You can, but there does not. You're sure there is no simple
no
solution.
other way. Okay. Well, as I'm the
what I was
most
trying to say is someone's got to put their leg down there.
okay.
You'd think it would be that clear.
Yeah.
But apparently it's not.
That's pretty darn clear. I look at both the guys and I look at myself and I realize that they had just saved my life by inserting, putting needles into their arms, and they didn't even know me. So I say, okay, if I'm going to do this, I need you to hold my arms up as I lower my leg down into this.
And I look.
Are you just going to do it fast?
No, I want to see if I can get it through, because as I am the most petite out of the three of us, if we're going with our body types, I have skinny legs, and maybe I can get it through with it, with just my leg hair coming off,
And I agree with you.
And I take off my pants because that's just gonna get caught in the blades, and I put out my arms. Are you guys strong enough at this point to even to hold me like this?
Yeah, they're both they're weak, but they're running on adrenaline right now.
Okay. For me, does it make sense for me to hold myself? Actually, maybe makes more sense for me to hold myself up.
Look, you can't press the button with something in the room, but that doesn't mean that you have to perform the puzzle the only way that is being prescribed.
Yeah.
I'm
trying to.
I want to, before you go, Doug, I'm just going to
Okay.
try pressing the button again.
Okay.
So I go back and I press the button a second time.
And you press it, and the trapdoor shuts, and the blades stop whirling.
Oh. Okay. Well, thanks.
How? So
You weren't in it.
Hold on, let's think this through. And I say, press the button again.
Yep, I do it.
And the blades whirl up, and the aperture opens.
And how far between the opening of the aperture and the first blade?
It's very close.
It's right there. Okay.
Yeah.
And are any of us wearing shoes?
No.
Okay. We got that carpet there.
And
Stuff that
just
down.
as a reminder, the blades whirl up before the aperture opens.
The blades start up before the aperture opens.
Is there anything that we can? Is there anything that we can hold the aperture open with?
Nothing
in there.
Nothing in the room.
What about that carpet? Big bunched up carpet might stop whatever those blades are. They might be too sharp too, but
If we rolled that carpet up, we could create some sort of tube and poke down.
that's true. That's actually true. If we roll it up sideways,
Like a little crepe.
Like a little, a really big.
Carpet crepe. I was thinking now, like a
The carpet would be a bit too thick
toilet
to,
paper
to
roll.
be able to do that.
Huh. What could we possibly use to cut the carpet? Well,
I don't know. I'm just saying, is there any way that we can keep that aperture lodged shut after we press the button while the blades go down? Like while the blades stop and the aperture stays open.
Yeah, that's what I'm wondering. If we were to jam it with
screwdriver, and I say, you know what? I pull out the sharpened screwdriver and I say, look, it's got some weight to it.
I don't think that'll press the button. But we might be able to do what Doug is suggesting and just lodge the aperture open.
Let's try it. Let's try that first.
So you lean over the spinning, whirling blades in the hole as Grant presses the button, and you hold it directly above it. And as it closes on the blade, you hear the blades below stop, and you do have the
carpet
screwdriver. No, the screwdriver stuck in the aperture.
Oh, is that what we were talking about?
Yeah. Can you pry it open?
Okay. Yeah. So I give it a pull towards me.
Give me a vitality roll.
Vitality.
Vitality.
A vitality. Fail.
Unfortunately, it's a bit too strong.
So with it still in there, I say to the other guys, hey, help me. Can they try?
Sure. Why not? You'd be trying multiple times. So who's trying next?
I should go last. I have a pretty low vitality.
Yeah, mine's pretty low too, but I'll give it a try. I walk over and I try the same thing.
Okay.
Oh, and I fail.
Oh, man.
And David, I'm going to have you roll 2, 1 positive, 1 negative.
Okay. Let's see here. Sorry, it's just opening.
Loading.
Unforgivable.
The dice roll is loading.
2 and a 1.
Oh.
Hey. Nice.
2 is your vitality. Did you succeed?
No, because my vitality's at 1.
Oh.
But wasn't he rolling was he rolling vitality or dexterity?
Yeah, no, vitality. So unfortunately, that means, as low as that is, that means that was a fail and a fail. So you give your hardest and the handle breaks off.
Okay. Idea number 2. We roll up that carpet and you should do the same thing.
Let's try it. Let's try it. Right on. We're here. We're on a clock, guys. We got to do this.
Yeah.
There's an hour and 4 minutes left.
Yeah.
20
I
minutes
press the
trying to
button. I press the button. The little shiv of the screwdriver falls into the hole as the blades.
And roll a 1d6.
Who?
Anybody? Justin.
6.
Okay, yeah, nothing happens. So the aperture opens and the blades start up.
Okay, so I quickly roll the carpet.
Yeah.
Into the tightest carpet. Actually,
Which is
no, I
about
roll
this
it.
big.
Yeah. So, and then I hold it above the hole, above the aperture, so it's not touching the blades. And I say, okay, hit the button. And then I start
press it, and as the aperture closes, it just cuts the carpet in half. And you hear a lot of...
Great. Now we know not to stick an arm or a leg in there.
Well, I'm thinking, Patrick, that's the only way that we need to get through this room. Now, Doug, you were bravely suggesting that you would try it yourself.
Now, Doug, you were being brave enough.
So I'd like to bring that back to
I'd like
the
to
table.
continue that.
Okay, wait. But before we do that, last chance before possibly losing a limb, and I take with the open aperture, I say open it back up. So it's open up, and holding the handle. It's got some weight to it.
Yeah, no, it's like a plastic handle. It's not going to press the button.
Oh, really?
It's got like think about a button. You really think a button, even like a pretty light, like the only button I could imagine that a handle would press is like maybe like a game, like an old video game button where they're like really soft. But I'm thinking like, like a button, not a keyboard button. No,
Big old button.
it's not a keyboard. There.
I could think of lots of buttons that it.
Well, let's go this way. It's not one of those.
Okay, fine.
Patrick, you might as well drop it down there.
Yeah,
But I don't think it's going to do anything.
I do.
Doug, I have some experience. I have some experience stitching wounds. I don't have any stitching material, but I might be able to dress your wounds if you do this.
Okay, just as long as that after this, I'm one of you guys. None of this. What happened in the other rooms business.
Okay. All right.
You get through this, you're in the club. So we try to survive club. All right, David.
All right.
You stand over the hole. Roll me a positive and a negative die.
For what? there
The
a logic-
positive to see if you hit the button.
Is there a logical way to do this?
Oh no, it'll be dexterity.
Oh, come on.
Well, what would you call it? Yeah, exactly.
Empathy, for sure.
Come on, Blades, don't cut me.
This is the most dexterity based. This is literally dexterity because you're trying to.
Can I?
Keep it
Okay, so actually, though, could I, in getting the other guys to hold my arms for me while I do this, could I rely on some of their dexterity as well?
Sure. Yeah, you can hedge your bets. You can pull off a fucking countertop and literally lay it over the thing and sit on that for all I care.
Okay.
You can hedge your bets any way you want, so long as it makes sense. Trying to press the button with a screwdriver handle does not make sense.
Wait, could we move a countertop?
Had you used the screwdriver to pry the countertop off? Yes, but at this point, no. And the clock is now ticking at 1 hour.
Okay.
Oh,
Well, as there probably exists something in this room where I don't have to lose my leg, I guess I'll just go for the losing leg thing.
Well, you can
Sounds
try
like-
your best not to die. Doesn't mean
All
you
right.
lose your leg necessarily. All right.
Okay.
So I'll let you roll 3 die for dexterity because they're helping you, 1 for each, and then you'll
But
roll.
do I get their dexterity though?
No.
Do I use
It's
their
going to be your dexterity, and what's your dexterity score?
A 1.
Oh, that's really sucky for you.
Yeah.
So we have 1 dexterity, and you can roll 3 die. Sorry, it's going to be a
Bad.
total of 4 die. 3
It's bad.
positives and 1 negative.
A bad day for Doug. So
There
how
you
many
go.
die? How many?
4 die total.
Think a
The
bad day
3
for all of us.
on the left side of the screen are going to be taken as positives. Here we go.
And we're rolling 1.
Oh, man, that sucks.
That's shitty.
Everything but the one you needed. All right, Doug. Using the other 2 as stability. You stick your leg down to try to press the button.
Oh, fuck.
And what happens is both Alex and Justin roll dexterity.
Success.
Success.
Okay.
Then you know what? I'm going to give it a fair chance. I'm going to say you lose your grip on one of them, but they actually stop you in time because they both succeed. And that's pretty rare. So I'm going to give you another chance. That first one at no penalty. So you can roll the exact same roll again, David.
What?
Basically, they helped you.
I feel like it's gonna be worse, you guys.
It can be worse.
I got really lucky with the. Fuck! It's worse.
Holy shit. And sure enough, blood spatters up from below as you knock to one side, and a large saw blade just begins right into your calf muscle, about halfway into your leg.
Do I hit the button though? Do I hit the button?
No, you don't succeed.
What? I don't even hit the button.
Well, you didn't succeed at the roll.
Oh crap!
So you quickly they correct you, but your leg is actually still dangling directly over the button. You've sort of taken the hit, but you're still down there.
Okay, so I see.
So, wait,
Anyway.
can I say something?
Yeah.
Justin, I look at him. He's already there. I say, just drop him another inch.
There you go. Yeah, that's the
Yeah.
cutthroat attitude that we need.
And I nod. And
And the two of you drop down a little bit as and we're gonna have you two roll dexterity again. So David, clear your roll, and you take 3 stress, by the way, David. Physical.
Yeah, no kidding.
ooh, I failed.
Me
You
too.
both fail, and as they sort of jerk you down, trying to catch it, again your leg just
Just hold on a minute, Doug.
as your kneecap starts just kind of chipping away, and they take a little bit, just the area between your kneecap, it just starts chipping away, and they quickly pull you back up as you press the button, and you keel over screaming as your leg is bloody and your kneecap flaps off. And you're just absolutely in immense pain. And the door clicks open. The door exiting clicks open.
Oh,
Okay. So we pull him back up,
Oh, fuck.
Yeah.
and
Do I even have a hope of walking? Am I unconscious?
So jump-
No, you're fine. You only took 4. Oh yeah, take 2 more stress. So you have a total of 5.
I
look
jump
at-
to his side and I grab his pants
Yeah.
and I wrap them around his leg.
and as he's doing that, I'm pulling him by the shoulders into the next room.
Yeah. And
Through
as
the
you
door.
do that, Justin, you're Grant, you're down fixing his leg as much as you can. And you remember something. Each of you, Justin, working with your hands, you feel something coming back to you. And Alex, Patrick, as you're dragging him, you feel something. And even Doug, as you're in writhing pain, you remember something as well. And each of you heads to the next room as the door shuts behind you. David screaming in pain as in the echoing darkness.
Doug, you're all right. You're gonna be all right. It didn't sever the artery. It's just pain. It's okay. The adrenaline will kick in, as I tie a tourniquet around.
And you do. And as you're doing so, the blood is splashing on the granite floor. As you look around the room that you're currently in, Patrick, you sort of look around a dimly lit room. And again, it looks like there's sort of tiles to this room. Sorry, I'm just posting the third memory. Here we go. So you enter what looks to be sort of a storage room. Cement walls line the room. There's sort of a drop ceiling, but it's covered with chain. You can't make past it, sort of a grate. And the floor is sort of stuck linoleum tile. And on the far wall of the room's not too far, maybe 10, 15 feet across. You see the exit door.
Sorry.
And a click. And next to it, you see an outlet. Below it, you see a wire running along the length of the room, and it runs directly into the wall beside you. And as the door clicks shut, the crackling speaker comes on ahead. The door on the far wall requires power to open, but the wire is incomplete. Did you know the human body can carry an electric charge? Complete a circuit to allow the power to surge through, but will you each share the load? Or will you force one man to complete the circuit for you? And sure enough, the door on the far side requires power, and the line that's running is severed. A live wire of maybe a 6-foot difference is empty from the circuit. And the clock on the wall says 53 minutes.
Oh, wow. All the tricks in the bag.
If we shared the load, would that lower the charge that each one of us gets?
Yes.
What?
Okay, let's do it. I mean, this one seems easy. At least I don't have to put my leg in a friggin' blender.
Oh, I'm so sorry about that.
Oh,
Yeah. Okay.
Don't even talk to me. You lowered me down.
Hey, it was the only way to get to the button. It was torture there. You really wanted us
Yeah.
to go slowly?
Yes, it was torture.
I'm sorry that happened to you. We fixed you up as best we can. You're one of us now.
Yeah, I just. How did I lose this finger?
What
I
finger?
don't know. I don't know. And
Are you missing a finger?
I show him this like. My
you're
hand.
showing us your finger that you lost, and you only have a leg that you just literally lost like 10 seconds ago.
And his leg is still functioning. It's just very, very sore and bloody.
Gruesome.
So Patrick, who's standing there silently, says, "So what the fuck? Let's go."
All right.
I limp over first. And as I do so, I grab.
Sorry, sharing the
hands.
load would not. Sharing the load would not.
Were you just Googling that? I was
Yeah,
gonna say
well,
no.
Tim Tabor said, "Don't join hands; it'll be worse."
No, yeah, it doesn't change.
Well, put it this way: for the sake of this puzzle, it does. Kind of an easy solution if it's just.
It's Revenant electricity.
Just one person being
Well,
electrocuted is
I don't.
Or maybe he lowers the dial a little bit, depending on how many people.
Exactly. There you go.
Yeah.
So there you go. The power is
there-
lessened the more people that share it.
the power of physics changes in Harlan's RPGs.
Well,
No.
for the puzzle's sake, it does.
Okay.
Okay.
What were you going to do, Doug?
I was just gonna start walking, and I reach out a hand to both of you, basically.
I grab
Yeah, but I know. I do say, you know what though? I will take an end. You know.
So,
So-
I suggest that you lie down.
No, we're gonna hold hands, like it's a movie.
I have to refuse.
You have to refuse.
You're joking, really?
Nope.
You're going to refuse this. It's going to help us. If
Okay.
we
You saw
all
what
do it
you
together.
saw what I just did for you. I hardly have
There's
a
a
leg
little voice
left.
talking in my ear. Okay. I get what you're saying. Yeah, I'll help.
Oh, that was quick.
Who are you talking to in your head, though?
All part of the game. I see. So we have to be electrocuted to open the goddamn door. This is fucking insane.
It's just electrocution. I've been shocked before. I'm sure you have too.
Yeah.
It's not so bad. We'll have to tell the tale. If it's lessened, then it's not going to fry any of our insides. It's just going to sting a little.
Yeah. I keep on going forward,
It's the only
trying to
way.
not even think about what's going to happen next. And I stand there with my foot next to the wire, just waiting for someone to come and grab my hand.
Yeah.
And
Come in the middle.
with his foot next to the wire, I take the wire and I wrap it around his bloodied, cut open ankle. And I twist it, around.
Why?
This is the only way, I say. And it'll
Clearly
help
it's
you
not.
feel better because
And
it's already
I punch
cut.
him in the face. I
Nice.
punch him in the face.
Okay, roll dexterity, David.
Oh, come on.
We have to hit him.
I know. Man, my
And
man shoots a
it's-
higher dexterity.
It goes against his.
I
Yeah,
turn
and
to you,
his-
Grant. I say, come
Against
on.
his vitality.
We have one way to get out of here, Grant. Put the
And
electrical
Alex-
cord in his hand.
Alex, you roll vitality.
Oh, fuck. What'd you hit for dexterity?
I got a 2.
So you both miss. So he takes a swing at you and you miss his dodge.
But does he while he's moving? Does he do I have time to undo the thing?
Sure.
Wait, do I get the thing around his foot?
Well, you tried to. He
Did
kind
I
of
get-
shook it off, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is not how we're gonna do this.
So what?
Get
We're
in
all gonna
line.
hold hands. So we're all gonna hold hands and all get electrocuted.
Yes,
gotta be
it's
a better
gonna
way.
lessen the blow. We're all gonna get through the next.
Okay. Even better idea. One person be the sacrificial lamb to take the brunt of it. And hear me out. What helps electricity conduct faster? Is it a human body or maybe water?
Water.
Yeah, it's water. Okay,
I
any
begin to
water
pee on
around?
the ground in a one straight line between the two connections. I pee a puddle. I say, "Help me!"
Sure. Okay.
Okay,
So you peel
so we
up.
start. I start doing that too, but I'm really careful. I'm watching that puddle because there's
And then
no way
and then I-
that circuit's coming back up into my.
And then I pull down my pants. I start taking a shit right there. No, I'm kidding.
I don't want
That does nothing.
I can't pee unless I'm shitting
And as you're peeing, the clock clicks to 45 minutes.
Oh my god. Okay. So
Okay, so we
pee a big
pee a bunch, and then
It's still not enough. You're missing just a little bit of time of space between the wire and the pool.
I try to pee too.
And you do, but it's still missing a little bit of space.
Carl's
Come on.
not gonna allow it.
He's not gonna allow it. All right,
Revenant
everyone.
doesn't
like,
allow
it's-
it.
Just fucking do it. Okay, you don't want to touch. You don't want to touch the wire, Patrick. Fine. Okay, you and me, Doug. We're gonna do this. Okay.
All right.
You and I are gonna do it. So I grab hands with Doug.
And we stretch
And-
across.
Perfect.
And as they're doing that, I lean against the door.
Okay. And sure enough, the minute you touch it, the jolts fly through your body and the door unlocks instantly, Alex. However, you're still holding on, Patrick, or these guys, you're still holding on as the things coursing through you. And Patrick, the door is now open. You're next to the outlet where you can unplug and allow them, or you can exit the door by yourself.
I unplug it.
And you each take, how many stress do you have, Justin?
I've got one full bar. I've got
Okay.
6 left.
You each take 2 physical stress.
Wait, how many stress can I take?
I think it's a total of 9.
Yeah, I'm at 7.
Which actually, you know what? In hindsight, works out pretty good because this is. You're at 7 already.
Yeah, I got 5 from the whole
Remember
leg
his, like,
thingy.
leg got chopped?
yeah.
All right. And
Sorry.
you take 2 stress each and you drop the wire and you exit the door. To
I
the
hate
next-
playing a selfish character because I'm normally not that selfish.
You're a piece of shit and you know it. The door clicks behind you. This next room is inspired by Eric Johnson. Not taking note for note, but he said something that inspired me to sort of finish this. You enter what looks to be a dimly lit bathroom. There looks to be
holes.
There looks to be tile on each of the walls, but the tile is chipped and peeling and falling off the walls. The tub,
The peeling motif on
it's ancient. It's the most descriptive thing I can do.
Yeah.
Rust lines all of the fixtures. The light is thin, and it's a very small room. And on the far side is a door built into a torn wall, a man-made door, almost thick and iron-like. The room is small, and all that lights it, besides the dim overhead light, is a vanity mirror with bulbs illuminating around what looks to be a mannequin head.
Oh,
Looking at
Right.
the mannequin head is turned slightly towards you, and you see the dim red light of a camera pointed at the mannequin head, which sits vacant. And the speaker crackles on. You have come this far, but you are not ready to change yourself. To truly become reborn, you must remove your mask, the face you put to the public to hide your sins. The mannequin will take your mask in the form of flesh. Cover her face with your flesh, enough to cover her head from whichever part of the body you wish, and the door will open. And as the sound clicks off, you look past the mannequin head and see 3 potato peelers
Oh,
sitting
God.
on a...
Mr. Potato Head. Oh,
Potato peelers, not even
For-
sharp knives, just
and
potato
40 and
peelers.
42 minutes. Click on the thing.
well, so I look down at my leg and I think, well, when in Rome.
Enough skin hanging off your leg.
So I go over and I start peeling off some of that prosciutto. And
So you begin to start peeling. What are you other guys doing?
I'm watching him peel his leg skin off, and I'm thinking there's got to be enough there to cover this skull.
and I
to
say,
cover
and
this
I
one.
look up at both of them. I say, "There's not enough here to cover this skull."
And I reluctantly, I say, Doug, what do you need me to do?
Okay, I'll take care of most of this face if you guys can provide some of it. What I need you to do though is get something to wrap my leg as soon as I've peeled it off, just so it contains the bleeding and I don't bleed out.
Sounds
Yeah.
good to me.
So I can take care of I think I can take care of half of this face.
It does look like the vanity opens, and it looks like there's a small cupboard in the corner.
Okay.
Cool.
I got a little eager then. Okay. But wait, there's a cupboard. Go look in there while I
And there's like a pound of flesh. Just that, no.
Completely wrapped in a face.
Who checks the cupboard?
I'll check the cupboard.
Okay. And what are you doing, Patrick?
I've picked up a potato peeler, and in my
He's
mind,
also
I'm
saying- just saying.
well, isn't Justin checking the vanity?
He's checking the cupboard. There's a cupboard near the bathtub, and there's a
Oh.
vanity at the sink.
So I pick up a potato peeler, and as I see Grant checking a cupboard, I look to see if the vanity opens.
And meanwhile, Doug, you are unwrapping your leg, sort of revealing your skin. Grant, you open the cupboard and you see what looks to be sort of cotton bandages or bandages of sorts, and a white towel, but the towel is stained and old and smells of mildew.
Okay, well, I grab the bandages and things, and I've got my shirt, which would do the same purpose as the towel, right?
Yeah, for the most part.
Seems cleaner, so I'll just stick with that. And then with all this stuff in my hands, I walk back to ground zero.
And you go towards Doug and you begin sort of helping him. Patrick, you open the vanity and you find a small needle with a bottle next to it of morphine.
Not this again. All right. So, without confronting the others about it, I immediately take the needle because I know exactly what to do with it, and draw the morphine, and I stick it, and I unwrap my own leg to see what the damage that was done before from the knives.
Yeah, the cuts are still very deep.
Okay. So I jam the needle in my leg and I put about half the amount of morphine in my leg.
Okay. And you're a seasoned addict, so you know that it's not an overdose or anything like that.
Yeah.
And
And then I turn to the other guys and I say, "Here, use this," and I toss the rest.
I'm going to let you heal 2 physical stress,
Oh. Thank you.
but your relaxation comes at the suffering of future Doug. but he won't know that. All right. And the bottle of morphine lands on your lap, Doug, as you look up towards Patrick, who just tossed it to you.
I say, just get some of that in there. And I'm looking at like the pieces on my leg where there's the least amount of like skin like left, like the biggest chunks basically, and trying to take out the littlest bits so it's the least harm to me.
Yep.
Yeah. So I'm doing that while Doug is wrapping up my leg, and I'm sorry, Grant. Yeah.
All right. Tell us
And I
how
have
it
a mask.
happens.
Really?
I want to
think we
hear.
all know. Okay.
I
so
want to hear.
I take the potato peeler and I don't start like going at my skin like a potato. Basically, I find the flaps that are kind of coming off and everything, and just kind of like use the edge of that potato peeler and just kind of lift it up very carefully.
As you
So-
scream.
I'm not screaming because I just had like huge freaking saws on my legs. So I'm feeling like this is like a, like.
But are you
It's like
using the
kick
morphine?
with-
No, yeah, I asked for the morphine.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
So
Being
you're
taken-
going to, you're going to take 2 physical stress, but you're also going to remove 2 physical stress by using the
Okay,
morphine.
so I'm
you're
still
not-
hitting that. I'm still at 7, and then I amass a large collection of skin. And
You do.
and I put it on the face.
Yes. There is only a small cheek missing.
which and actually, you know what? As the drug addict I was, I not only stuck morphine into my leg, but as a local, but I also injected it into my neck right here. A little bit. And so I'm feeling euphoric, and I peel without even using the potato peeler. Well, I use the tip of it to kind of get a flap of skin, and I peel a large chunk of skin from my leg.
Like when you have a
Damn.
hangnail. All right.
And then I use the potato peeler to cut it, and I slap it on the cheek of the mannequin doll.
And
I
sure
say-
enough,
and I scream, "Get us the fuck out of here!"
and with a loud, you see the door actually swing open, revealing what looks to be sort of a shower room. There's stalls along the side and another rest room of sorts.
Great.
With an arm, I help Doug up, and I pat Patrick on the back. I say, good job, you guys."
And I
Thanks for
continue
making
to wrap all my wounds back up with the bloodied original whatever we were wearing.
Well, as the 3 of you enter the next room, there are fresh cotton clothes and bandages on a small bench, as well as 2 bottles of antiseptic. Debris lines the corners of this room. Again, the peeling tiles are falling from the walls, the flickering lights, and there are 3 showers that are standing there. However, in the center of this room, there's a lockbox on a pedestal with what looks like a 4-digit combination. And as you enter the room and help each other to sit down, your memory comes back just a little bit more.
Oh God.
And yeah, I'll post this on the stream.
Excuse me.
Remember, you can follow along with the memories that they're getting by going to the Facebook group and checking it out. If you're watching this post live, then there will be a description, a Reddit link in the description with all of their memories. So yeah,
Cool.
the room you're in is sort of a shower-like room.
All right.
So I begin with putting antiseptic on my cuts, on my wounds, and bandaging, using as little bandage as possible to bandage up the really bad wounds.
Okay.
And then I head towards the lockbox in the center of the room and I inspect it.
Okay.
We're doing well, guys. We're getting through this room by room. It's tough, and we've been through a lot, you guys especially, but I know we can make it through this. All right, so let's keep going.
Do you know we can? Because I don't know. This has been pretty horrific And even if we do come through, I don't know if I'll be alive much longer after this because I'm so mentally scarred.
And I walk up to Patrick. I put a hand on your shoulder. I say, you said earlier that we had to have hope. I'm giving you hope right now. It's all that I can give you, Patrick. All right? I wish I could give you more.
You know what? You're absolutely right. And I'm sorry for being so negative because you, and I point to Doug, and I say, you, I know you, I recognize you. You were in the news a few weeks ago. You went missing and there was that murder. I don't remember. Someone they thought you were taking, and this is so fucked up because now I'm gonna be in the news for the exact same fucking thing.
Okay, well, we gotta get out of here before we go to the news, and I kind of trail off as I look to Doug. Is Doug reacting? Doug, what do you say to this?
So I'm just trying to put the antiseptic stuff on my legs, as this all feels very familiar, and I just look at him. I don't know. How long have you guys been here for?
We just woke up about an hour and a half ago, but or maybe 2 hours and a half ago. But listen, guys, we don't have a lot of time. We got 35 minutes on the clock there.
Okay. All right. So I go over to the lockbox as well, and I look at it.
Yeah, and it's a standard lockbox. It has a 4-digit combination on it. Nothing seems to stick out to you guys about it.
Now, is there any way for us to just get out of this room? Like we can just
there's a door
proceed
leading
to the next thing.
Yep.
I look around and I just go, I think we should keep on moving.
You don't think there's anything useful in this lockbox?
I don't know, maybe, but
What's 4 numbers that come to mind?
4 numbers that come to mind. I really don't know.
Revenant.
I'm just going to look around the room quickly. I'll do a logic roll. See if I find anything.
Sure.
Success.
Okay. You walk over to the table that the lockbox is on, and you sort of look around it, and nothing jumps out of the lockbox to you. But as you do look at the table, you bend down and you notice there's a page stuck to the bottom of it.
Ah.
And you look at the page, and it looks to be sort of a diary page of sorts. And it looks like this.
are we all supposed to see it?
I'll read it out loud. Oh, I glance at it and I say, okay, some sort of diary page, 7-year-old version. All right, and I pocket it and I say, guys, we don't have time for this. We got to go.
Well, maybe the 4-digit code's on there.
I don't think so. I didn't see any numbers.
Scan it, and you don't see any numbers. Yeah.
And I make my way towards the next door. Are you guys ready?
Yeah.
I
I'm
put
ready.
in 1, 2, 3, 4 and try the lockbox.
And nothing happens.
0, 0, 0, 0.
Nothing happens.
1, 1, 1, 1.
Patrick,
it
this door
locks.
is going to close behind us.
And
Is
then
it locked?
Code
I look.
rejected.
Is there one of those cameras in there?
There is, yes.
Yeah, and I just look up at the camera and I
Yeah.
go, "Let's go," and then I start to walk out the door.
Okay, and you push through the door as the 3 of you leave this room. And the door shuts behind you. You enter the room and you see, sorry, this is by Tim Sant, and it's an idea. It is an idea by Abby Sant, who I believe is his wife.
Nice.
You enter the room and you see the white stained tiles of a laundry room. The empty, abandoned laundry machines line the walls and paint a dark image of what was once a communal place. In the center of the room is a pedestal with a large tank on it. It's clear. You slowly walk up as the lights continue clicking on. The tank at first appears to just contain water and gravel, no fish. It's almost like a fish tank. But on closer inspection, you see a key sticking out of the gravel.
Is there anywhere that the key could lead to?
On the far wall, there is a door with a single key lock on it. And sure enough, the speaker crackles on. The key opens the door to the next room. Simply retrieve it and you can proceed. But who will be the first to reach into the unknown? The liquid looks about elbow deep. And that's that.
The liquid looks to be elbow deep. And can we see through this
Clear water.
liquid?
Yep.
I take a bit of one of the bandages, the one that's kind of like a flap thing, and I just take it and I put it into the liquid and see what happens.
And it sits on the surface for a second. And then after a second, it goes and it disintegrates.
Oh, fuck. Of course. It can never be just simple.
Is there any way for me to get back in the other room?
No.
Wait, so is it like a tank?
Yeah.
It's a tank. I start like hitting it really hard to see if I can break it.
Without thinking, or with thinking maybe, you hit it, and almost immediately it knocks over. It falls to the ground, smashing. Roll dexterity.
Oh, fuck.
All of us?
Just him, because he hit it.
As I hit it. Okay.
Yeah, hit that.
Oh crap!
Yeah, hit that tank.
Keep hitting the
Oh,
wrong
yeah.
thing. Okay. Come on. Ah, damn.
So you kind of were testing it, but you didn't, and you hit the bottom of it. And what happened was the pillar was empty. It was almost a plastic pillar. And you hit it with force that actually brought the bottom out away from you, bringing the top towards the three of you. And as you knocked it, the tank came down and splashed and smashed against the ground over the three of you. And each of you got hit with a little, each of you got hit, and you each take one physical stress as the acid lands on your skin and begins eating away at you.
No! Why didn't I just push it?
It begins eating into your flesh, and the liquid it bubbles with blood, and your fat begins eating away by the corrosive liquid as you are screaming, running around looking for something to get the liquid off of you. Reactively, you grab a sheet from the counter and start wiping it off, and it brings bits of your flesh off with it as you scrape it away, screaming in pain.
I spit on it.
You spit on it, and you kind of like that. And sure enough, it eats through to the point where you begin to see the bubbling flesh stop burning. And the key sits in the center of the room, surrounded by an acid bath, which is quickly eating through the floor.
I just grab the key, and I run to the door.
Okay, and as you do, the key burns in the center of your hand. Take another physical stress. It's coated in this acid.
I don't even give a fuck anymore.
You're just
Get
totally
out of
done.
here. There's a
You
shower.
run to the door.
Again.
You run to the door and you put the key in. You turn it, and the door flies open as the three of you leave the room and slam it behind you.
Sorry, guys. I shouldn't be so rash next time.
I'm standing there, just shaking and breathing heavily, and on the verge of sanity.
The four of you stumble to the ground in weakness, almost, as or the three of you, I should say, as you are bloody and beaten. Grant dealing with the mental stress of claustrophobia, the acid, the knives, the cutting. Your leg is almost completely gone, Doug. You're still missing your finger. And Patrick, you have deep gouges in your skin, acid in your hands and on your arms, and lost a large amount of blood. You are shells of the men you once were. And as you look up from the ground that you've landed on, you see sort of a hollowed out wall leading into the next room. And you look around, and towards the next room you see chairs and halogen lights, bright lights. It almost looks like an office, like a doctor's office of sorts, an old doctor's office. It's not clean. And the three of you look at each other with a sigh, feeling like you might just make it through. And as you do, your last memory comes soaring through your brains.
I knew it.
As you share a look between the three of you. And you push on into the next room.
I knew it. I knew it.
In this room, you enter what looks to be an old eye doctor's office. Sorry, this is another idea by Tim Sant, the idea from Rich Sant. So well done, guys. You enter what appears to be an old doctor's office. There is examination equipment, eye charts, and other bits of equipment that litter the countertops. Before you sits 4 retinal scanners, a fair distance apart from one another, but each facing the far wall. On the far wall is a large metal door with 4 massive electrical locks on it, 4 massive deadbolts. And written over the door, painted in that red ink, that thumbprint ink, says exit. Each deadbolt that is locking the door has a short piece of wire connecting it to a small TV screen, also mounted on the wall. And each monitor says locked in bright red letters. Revenant comes on. This door is the exit, but one final test for you. How can 3 become 4? Salvation lies on the other side of this door. In the center of the room, on the floor, you see a spoon, a pair of scissors, and some cotton wool.
I look at Grant.
Your son?
You son of a bitch.
Listen, I think I might have remembered something that we need to
Don't
talk
even
about.
fucking talk to me, and I smack his hand out of the way.
No. Listen. You have to listen to me, okay? I was reckless. All right, I was reckless, and maybe you don't remember, but we've been through this conversation that we're having right now. I'm responsible for killing your son. Yes.
I wish you'd die.
I know. But you forgave me. You don't remember this, but you forgave me. And if you wait a bit, maybe you'll remember. Okay?
How can I forgive you? God.
You can. You have before, all right? I'm sorry. I'm sorry, and I'll do anything to repay you.
And to think I helped you through this.
We're helping each other, all right?
Sanity.
Listen, we're going to get through this. I say as I walk to the center of the room, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Patrick. I'm sorry for your boy. All right? And I get down into the middle of the room, and I pick up a spoon.
Okay.
I think you guys are going to have to do this. Quit fucking around, guys. We don't have a lot of time. Come on.
Okay.
What's in the room again? Sorry, what's in the middle of the room? A spoon?
There's 4 retinal scanners.
Yeah.
That have one scanning thing on each.
So one needs to take their eye out with the spoon. And I I go over and I just look at Grant and I say, I appreciate the sacrifice. And I hold down his shoulders on the ground as he's lying there.
What?
And I look over at Patrick and I say, I think you're gonna have to do this.
Just be careful, Patrick. Just be careful.
And I look at, I take the spoon in my hand and I look at Doug.
Fuck, come on.
I look at Grant and I say, you better fucking hope I don't kill you. And I jab the spoon into his eye.
And his scream bellows out as blood comes shooting out through his mouth as he's screaming as the spoon is in his eye, and you slowly carve it around his eye.
No, not slowly.
Quickly.
I just jam it in there and
I look at him and I say, go slowly. Please go slowly. You need to save this eye so we can get out of here.
And actually roll dexterity, Alex. I'll give you a bonus because David's helping hold him down. So 2.
I succeed.
Still another one. Roll another
The
one.
eye comes out like,
whatever.
an
Well,
olive out of a jar.
You successfully came.
Think of like peeling a hard-boiled egg.
You successfully scoop around the eye, and you remove it from its socket, and the connecting line comes behind. And you reach for the scissors next to you, where you can snip the tissue. And quickly,
I reach for the cotton swab.
He
and
stops
get
saying
it.
I.
I reach for the cotton swab and get it ready beside the eye so they can put it in.
All right. And Patrick, you're standing over Grant.
Yes.
The scissors in one hand and the spoon in the other hand.
So I drop the spoon. Here's what happens. I drop the spoon. I put the eye in my palm. Okay. I grab Grant's shoulder and I lift him to his feet.
Okay.
And then I say,
But you hadn't snipped it yet.
out of here.
Did you?
Oh,
Had you
did I
snipped
not
it? Oh, you meant you snipped it? Okay. And I put the cotton ball in.
Okay.
That's
I
proper
put the eyeball
surgical
in.
procedure, right?
I grab Grant by his shirt and I lift him to his feet.
Okay.
And I drag him and I take myself and the eyeball to the 3 retina scanners.
And you put the eyeball in one, which there's one that has sort of a post for it.
An eyeball holder.
Yeah.
It has an eyeball holder.
Well, it was designed for this to
Insanity.
happen.
Insanity.
But it was meant to happen this way. So yeah.
I put my eye up to it, or I push Justin's face or Grant's face up to it. Sorry, Justin. I push Grant's face up to it, and I look in the retina hole, and I say, "Hurry the fuck up, Doug."
And I do. I bring it forward and I just put it in, smiling to myself a little bit. Like
All right.
not in like a creepy way, but in like a good way.
Sounds like it's in a creepy way.
No.
I'm just kidding. And
Yeah.
all right. And the 4 of you sit down. And sure enough, as you sit down, blip, 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 each of the screens switch to unlocked. And the 4 magnetic locks come out of the metal wall, and the door swings open. Now, as you go to stand, Grant, you've taken 5 physical stress.
From that?
Yeah, are you still stressed? Are you still standing?
No, I'm not.
Okay.
Are you
Tell us
dead?
how you die.
Okay. So so you pick me up. and you bring me over to the scanner, and then the doors they begin sliding open, and I am just delirious, and I say, "I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, Pat. And I stop.
And Grant doesn't speak again as his lifeless body just sort of slumps over into the seat, and the blood continues dripping from his sogging eye as the two of you share a look.
No, I don't share a look. I get up without looking at anything other than the door, and I walk out.
And the two of you exit into a bright room.
Another room.
Well, that's what life is. And you feel the wind on you, your skin. And for the first time, you see the sunrise today. You see a sprawling city, a city you don't quite recognize, but you realize you're standing out on sort of a balcony. And you turn around looking at sort of just the top of a rooftop garden 2 floors above you and the side of an abandoned building with boards on the outsides. And you look down and see many stories below you. And you realize you're at one of the top floors of an apartment building somewhere in some abandoned city on the outskirts of what must be Chicago, unless you're in another part of the world. And you breathe a sigh of relief before you realize there's no way really down here. And then something catches your attention. The two of you quickly turn, and sitting on a table on the balcony is a telephone, an old-fashioned black turned telephone, and it begins ringing.
I look at it.
Same.
And it continues to ring.
I look at Doug. I look at Doug.
I'm not going to answer it. And I don't think you should either. I can't play his games anymore.
I pick it up.
And as you pick it up, you bring the telephone to your ear and you turn towards Doug. And Revenant is on the other line. And he says something to you. He says something privately. And as Doug stands there watching, his eyes grow wide. And you feel something within you, Doug. Something that's not a part of you. And as the beeping within inside of you becomes louder and louder, and the device within you becomes warmer and warmer, only a tiny yelp comes out before your body explodes in front of Patrick, and his body is covered from head to toe in your entrails and your remains. As Revenant tells Patrick that he is finally reborn. And that was Return of Revenant!
Well,
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
What's that?
can I finish it off though?
You can do whatever you want.
I would love to finish it off.
Well, that was it. That's where you end. That's where your story ends.
Yeah, but here I am standing on a balcony and no way down.
Well, you get to find out what happens to you next game. You don't realize this, but the character David was playing was from the first Revenant game.
Oh.
That's why
you
my
watch it.
finger was gone.
That's why his finger was missing.
So I shouldn't tell you what I'm thinking.
Well, you can do whatever you want, but Revenant told you something very specific that I think might be very interesting.
Oh, he wasn't telling me that Doug's gonna blow up.
No. He was
Fine.
saying that something else, which you'll find out very soon in the shadow of the Revenant. Thank you so much to the community for doing a fantastic job with creating a lot of these awesome things. That was let's review. We got Ricardo Sky Captain Miles, we had Aisha Lyle, we had 2 from Tim Sant, one from his wife and one from his brother, and Eric Johnson inspired Room with the Flay.
Can I just say
that Flay? Yeah.
That was fucked up.
That's the Revenant. That's the Revenant.
But the whole game or just that part?
No, the whole game.
Yeah, well, that's
the
point, right?
I do want to just go on a tangent here and say it's very difficult playing these parts where I'm murdering friends or having very selfish acts.
Yeah, but that's the fun of it. You get
It is.
let your fucking.
It is, but I hope the viewers will watch to the end to realize that we're acting. Especially for those new viewers.
Aisha said, Alex, when you read this, you did some Oscar-worthy acting tonight. Oscar-worthy acting tonight.
Thank you.
Better than the Oscars did anyway. Best, and then she edited best the fucking meme where they fucking changed the.
Yeah.
Best actor in a bloody horror RPG, Alex Guthrie. Oh, that's my favorite. No. I thought you did great, Alex. I thought you did fantastic, Justin and David. Well done, guys. You did really.
Thank everybody.
So my favorite part with the Revenant is always letting you guys know what each other knew, because it sort of gives you an idea of where you were at. So just so you know, the first piece of information that Justin got, Alex, was that he is claustrophobic. He'll do almost anything to avoid small spaces, and that he recalls helping people. He was in the medical field. And Alex got, you're a drug addict currently suffering from withdrawal. You also recognize Justin's character from somewhere, and you find a sharpened screwdriver somewhere in this room, secretly added to your inventory. Which actually worked out really well, because Justin, even before you got that, you said in the glass room, you're like, oh, I'm really claustrophobic right now. And I was like, that's perfect, because literally your character is.
That worked out.
In the second room, or the second memory, Justin had, you remember taking risks with people's lives, not following prescribed procedures on them. You feel confident and assume leadership in the next room. And that would have been the room, I forget what room that was.
That was with David, when we found David.
That's right, which he did.
Yeah,
and
the
Alex,
jungle.
you remember turning to drugs after your wife left you. You don't hate her. You understood her reasons, but can't remember them. You feel scared and doubtful of others' decisions. So that's why he was also very doubtful towards you, Justin.
Yeah.
Okay.
Once David was released, you each got a piece of information. Justin's was, you remember a patient dying because of something you tried. It was not recommended and a complete risk, but your ego convinced you of it. You feel guilt. You will do whatever the next person asks of you, so long as it doesn't kill you.
Which was almost, if David had failed that role, where he was holding the electricity, he would have made me electrocute Doug completely.
Yeah, which would have been really interesting. And then Alex had, you remember that your wife left because your infant son passed away. You don't recall how, but you remember it wasn't an accident. Someone was at fault. You refuse to help the next person who asks you for help.
Which was why I was like, no, I'm not doing this. And then you guys are like, well, it's going to help us all get out. And I was like, well, I don't.
Well, then I said, but then I posted, I think you don't have to do it. It's just sort of give yourself a reason not to do it. Like, be more, I wanted more. Frankly, Alex, you should have been more butt-headed. I was trying to make you a butt-headed character, so you'd be more like, I wanted you to like fucking kill Justin at the end, but that's what Revenant does. See, the whole point of Revenant is he tries to make good people bad. And the fact that you didn't want to do it means that you beat Revenant, which is why you got to the end, because you didn't turn evil, right?
Right.
Like that's the whole point of the game. That's why David.
I didn't turn evil.
But you were. Hold on. You were the sinner. You were the sinner from the beginning.
Yeah.
Alex wasn't the sinner. See, Chris was the sinner from the beginning, and you turned evil, and you were the sinner from the beginning last game. And you were the sinner from the beginning of this game.
Yeah.
Chris turned evil last game, or no, he just died, I think, accidentally. You were the sinner from this. Alex could have turned evil like Chris did. It's the same mirror. I use the same basically formula. Yeah. David succeeded last game because he was tempted by evil but didn't do it. This time he wasn't tempted by evil, but he also let Alex pick up the phone, because you'll find out why. And David's information at that scene was, you are Doug Nikolai. You have already been one of the Revenant's victims. You were the only survivor last time. Revenant has promised you freedom if you kill one of the other two in the last room of this building. And then memory 3, Justin had, the patient you killed was Alex's character's infant son. You find a sharp piece of glass in this room and secretly add it to your inventory. Alex had, you recognize David's character. He was the one on the news as a missing person a few weeks ago and a suspected victim of Revenants. And David's was, Revenant told you that there is a gun in the locked box in the middle of this room. The combination is 3524. So that he knew the combination to that lockbox, and he could have opened it and grabbed a gun. David didn't.
But he chose not to.
Chose not to. Totally
Oh,
fine.
I wonder if he's just afraid of guns now.
I want to see if we can all get out.
Well, finally, Justin had, you remember Alex's character tracking you down, and after apologizing, he forgave you, which is interesting because Alex didn't know that. And then Alex's last piece was, Justin's character was the doctor who killed your infant son. He insisted on a risky operation despite you requesting him not
What happened
to.
to sound?
What? Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Sound.
I can
I hear you.
We can hear you, Alex.
Oh, yeah. Anyway, and then the last piece, David had, the last room is coming up. Revenant has told you that the telephone is booby-trapped, and whomever answers it will die a painful death. So this is why, David, this is why you blew up. Because, yes, you didn't tell him, and you even told him not to answer it, but you let him. You could have pushed the phone over.
Oh, come on.
I'm not. This is just Revenant. Don't blame me.
This is just
You
Revenant.
let him do it. I'm just saying.
I know I did. I know, and I feel guilty for
You
it.
don't have to feel guilty because you're dead. Anyway,
After all of that.
those are the background bits of information. And interesting how you played it. You guys did really well. I was concerned because originally I had Justin and Alex's characters switched. But then I thought, Justin, you were just the angry guy last game, like with the whole kind of evil thing, and Alex was the drug addict. So I was like, maybe I should switch him, but I just yeah, whatever.
That's so funny. I was like, what the hell is this? I'm playing another drug addict.
Even though I was
Sorry.
technically the sinner in this game, I was still like, it was very different. It was like a remorseful sinner.
It was definitely remorseful, absolutely. And no, you didn't die. Put it this way: you didn't die as punishment. You died because that was.
No, yeah, it turned into just a very different variation on the same thing. Which is kind of what's cool about this is that you don't know as you're going through it.
Yeah.
No, you don't exactly. But I mean, had you, just so you know, it would have been 5 stat no matter what. Had you had the morphine to lower your pain and then got your eye cut out and you still had one left, you would have made it to the end. So it's not unfair. It's just very tough.
Right.
So anyway, thank you so much for all the people who made the rooms. Awesome stuff. Really great stuff. Thank you for David, Justin, and Alex for hanging out with us and having a blast and making the Revenant murder 2 more successfully. And lots more Revenant to come. What's the matter, Alex?
What a sick and twisted game.
You're depressed now? This is how Chris felt after the longest night. I don't want my games to bum you guys out.
No, I don't feel bummed.
Oh, we just need a couple weeks to recharge after.
Right? Yeah,
I'm going to be honest.
Watch some Who's Line and Simpsons and just
because you were like, oh, you're staying on this balcony. I'm thinking to myself, okay, I'm a drug addict. My wife left me. My child's dead. I'm like, I'm just going to jump.
Yeah, probably would have been better than coming back to another Revenant game.
Oh, you just wait. You just see what Revenant's got for you, because now you are what he calls shapeable. See, you have nothing left to lose. Now you are malleable. You've lost everything. You've watched people die. Let's see what you can be stretched into.
Well, I have a secret for Revenant. I'm gonna beat Revenant at his own game.
That's the way to do it. That's the way to think you'll win. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much. Have yourself a fantastic Wednesday night. Have yourself a great weekend. As always, we love doing this for you. We are going to be continuing on our one-shot extravaganza for the next few weeks. So come back next week for another one. I think, Justin, you're running next week? Oh, no, Chris is.
Chris got next, yeah.
So we'll find out what's going on next week, and we'll let you guys know.
We should give this one a name. Didn't we have like summer? We had a summer extravaganza of some sort.
This is called Season 3. of-
Season 3
of
one
the Invictus
shots.
stream. It's just because season 3 is going to be weird. There's going to be a lot of one shots.
One shot madness.
One shot madness. I am 2 weeks as of Monday to my baby being born, and Alex is 2 weeks as of tomorrow,
Friday.
as of Friday to his
Uh,
baby being born,
yeah.
and other things as well. So there's going to be. So we'll continue playing, but it's going to be a lot of one shots, a lot of games where maybe a lot of goofy kind of hangouts on Wednesdays and stuff like that. We'll see what happens. David might even run a game.
Oh,
Maybe we'll see.
90% yes.
Yeah, 90% yes. Who knows when though?
Yeah, which I'm excited about. And we might
Yeah.
even have a new special guest player on a game in the future, which is also really exciting because he's never been on the stream before. So we'll see what happens.
We'll see.
Ladies and gentlemen, have a great night. Have a great weekend. And as David likes to say,
Reddit napara.
Lemon.